I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Good morning, motherfuckers. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Show. On the screen right now, you've got none other than Mr. George himself, the mastermind. How are you, George?
Fine. How are you?
Good. Just to let y'all know, George has two podcasts, the Backstage Podcast and Just As Dads. The Backstage, if I understand correctly, George, you basically interview people backstage, usually people who aren't in the limelight type of shit.
People that work behind the scenes that we don't see them, but they're still contributing to our society, whether it's in politics, whether it's in business, whether it's in community organizations, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whether it's in any field out there. I bring them to the forefront.
Good. And then you have Just As Dads, where basically you're, I think, four fathers. How many fathers are you?
Yeah, we're three guys, close friends who grew up together. We are now dads, and we talk about all things being dad. The good things, the bad things, the annoying things, the happy things, everything.
Good.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Good. You can find me on Instagram as Poseidon69 and on Twitter as well, the same handle. For Phil, just go to balabanos.com. He's a professional filmmaker. He can make anything from commercials to, use your imagination. Also, we've got Pantelis. He's not here at the moment. He's going to show up any second now. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Pantelis. You get exclusive shit and you get a chance at winning stuff. So there's that as well. And panteliscomedy.com. That's where he posts everything else. I think that's it. I think that's all the plugs, baby.
You got it all?
Yeah, I think that's about it. I kept it simple.
Simple's always better, man.
Yeah.
How are
Easy
you
peasy lemon
Friday
squeezy.
morning?
I'm good. I'm good.
Cold, man. It's getting cold. Fucking winter's coming.
Yeah, it's getting cold, bro, but my bowels imploded on me.
That's a great way to start our day.
Yeah.
Talking about
I'm not gonna
bowels. What happened this morning, bro? First of all, what the hell did you eat last night?
I don't know. I ate
Fucking chowing down the pizza.
No, I had sausages.
Sausages, bro.
Yeah.
Costco sausages.
I don't know, from the supermarket, bro.
Okay.
I don't know, and they were in the freezer. I took them out, thawed them, ate them.
How long were they in the freezer for? Fuck, like since you've moved in?
No.
Fuck, I found some frozen sausages all the way in the back of the freezer there.
No, like a month.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Anyways, what you got on the docket?
All right, guys. Let's talk very quickly. Give me one little second. I'll leave that for when Pantelis comes in. That one as well. All right, we'll start with that one. Okay. Yesterday was September 30th, obviously, first official day of the Truth and Reconciliation. The Truth and Reconciliation Day. It's an official statutory holiday, at least federally, and I'll tell you why, because Legault doesn't want to make it a statutory holiday here in Quebec. So it was the first day. Huge march in Montreal, very well organized, very peaceful. Regrouped people from all walks of life. Obviously, a lot of the Aboriginal groups were there as well, to highlight basically all these atrocities that we've spoken about that have surfaced throughout the year. This year, we've spoken about it many times on the show about these graves that were found where kids were buried from these residential schools where they were forced to go, separating them from their families, with the sole purpose of kind of getting the quote unquote Indian out of them, right? So atrocious stuff happening in Canada. We know that we have a dark history. We've known for years, actually. Nobody's ever done anything about it. And just to remind everyone, in 2015, when Justin Trudeau got elected, one of the first things he did was to launch this Truth and Reconciliation Committee to see how what kind of reparation the country can do to these communities. So obviously, it's a work in progress. Yesterday was that first day, so it's a good thing. Everybody was wearing orange for the occasion. So yeah, it was just a great day to be highlighted, I think. Now, here's where things go sour. All right. And of course, I'm going to bring this back to our excellent and amazing politicians. So on the actual day, so we're going to start federally and we're going to come all the way down to the city, to municipal. Actually, no, you know what? I'll do the opposite. We'll start municipal and we'll go up to the federal. So on the actual day, this is where people, it's the first day. It's the first time this happens, right? So you would expect all politicians to kind of be present, to show support, and just to show their solidarity. Denis Coderre, the person that is running for mayor of Montreal, who lost his elections back in 2017, he comes out on the actual day, right? Yesterday. And he says that if he were to get reelected, he would put up again the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald, the former Canadian Prime Minister, basically the person that created these residential schools. He's the architect of these schools.
Bad move.
And if you guys remember earlier this year, with all the demonstrations happening after all these graves were discovered, you had all these groups that were that were bringing down all these statues that symbolized anything atrocious towards these communities. So they brought down the Sir John A. Macdonald statue in downtown Montreal. So on the actual day that this is happening, on the actual day where people are out marching in support and in solidarity of this movement, you have Denis Coderre saying that if he's getting reelected, he'll put back up the statue. I mean, you really have to be fucking dense to choose that perfect day, right? To go out and say something like this, as if that weren't enough.
For a politician, considering you have to play politics, this guy's terrible at his job.
I mean, look, let's be honest here. Denis Coderre comes from the federal, right? I mean, he was elected for years with the Liberal Party of Canada. He also served as minister a couple of times. So I can understand your attachment to the Federation of Canada and to the history, and to all the former prime ministers. I mean, there's like this legacy that all parliamentarians kind of know and they respect and all that stuff. Even though we know that there were horrible things done. I mean, obviously not every prime minister is perfect. Some of them have been worse than others. Some have been better than others. But I mean, with all the stuff that have come out during this year, with all the facts that we have, even the documents that have resurfaced about things that were done under Prime Minister Macdonald's era, how the hell do you come out on this same day and say something like this?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Makes absolutely no sense. So anyway, as if that wasn't enough. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Take a breather, George. Take a breather.
We move up to Quebec City now. So the media comes up to Premier Legault. They scrum him while he's going to some meeting. So they all come around him and they're starting to ask questions. Now he had already come out and said that in Quebec, he refuses to make that day into a statutory holiday, something that federally has been done. So everything that falls under, the federal jurisdiction, banks, hospitals, whatever, all that stuff, it's considered a holiday, a national holiday now. And it started yesterday, which is probably why if ever, if, if ever anyone wanted to go to a bank yesterday, they were closed and all these things. But Quebec, it isn't a statutory holiday.
Good.
So what's going on, man?
What's going on?
So here's the thing. Now we knew this. Premier Legault had come out and already said that in Quebec he wasn't going to implement a statutory holiday. And yesterday, during that day, so I don't know if you saw I don't know if you missed this, Pantelis.
I missed this 100%. I was not involved in the news yesterday's.
So just very quickly, okay, we just started. So just to bring you up to speed, yesterday, September 30th, was the first time that we celebrated the Truth and Reconciliation Day.
What a name.
Yeah, it stems from the whole effort to kind of make amends with the natives.
That's what the natives wanted. They said, "Can we just have one holiday and everything is forgiven?"
But you know what, man? Look, one thing's for sure is that at least it creates some sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
You're gonna say dialogue?
Sensitization, right? I mean, people were clueless. So I mean, when you mark these holidays every year,
people are still clueless. By the way, yesterday nobody knew what the holiday was.
Well, it's the first time, right? So I think with as the years go by, I think we're going to be much more sensitized to the realities that these communities have been facing.
I don't think that's the way. I think there are better methods, and there are.
I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm saying it's something to highlight a dark history that we've been part of.
It doesn't highlight that though. It's just another holiday. It doesn't, like Labor Day. People don't think about Labor Day. All these bank holidays, people don't. Why are we lying? Let's be honest. Nobody thinks about it.
I don't think so, man. Like all the.
Is that what you do? So you sit on. So Labor Day, you sit back and reflect on labor.
No,
and the laborers.
I don't. But let's say, for example, Remembrance. But let's say, for example, Remembrance Day.
Same thing. Remembrance Day comes and goes. There's people. We do the poppies before. You see people selling them at the grocery. You think about it. Day of, it does not raise anything.
It raises some awareness, even though there's more that could be done. At least it's there. You highlight it every day. I mean, maybe we don't. Maybe
how do you highlight it every day if it happens once a year?
We highlight every year. I mean, even though maybe we don't really pay attention to it, maybe others do. I mean, there's a huge, like I'm talking about Remembrance Day now. There's a huge part of the population that actually celebrates Remembrance Day. You're not understanding. The people that celebrate Remembrance Day are already aware of Remembrance Day. Okay.
It's not bringing attention to Remembrance Day for people that were unaware of like the Second or the First World War.
Yes, but you're perpetuating this memory throughout the generation. So this is the first time. So I mean, let's just give it a chance to see where it goes. And again, I'm not saying that this is the only thing left to do so we can, save the boat from sinking.
So what else are we doing?
Well, we'll wait. I mean, there's
that's what I'm saying, George. This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
I still don't know what's going on, by the way.
Yeah, this is nonsense.
Look, this I said it, bro. We opened the show with this, bro. Back in 2015, Justin Trudeau made an effort to kind of make amends with the Native community, created the Truth and Reconciliation Committee so they can see how we can bring their pressing issues to the forefront.
And what have we figured out?
Nothing. It's a bunch of money that we've given them. We don't know where it's gone, if it's gone. So yeah, there's still a lot of work left to do, guys. But all I'm saying is that yes,
there's still all of the work left to do. None of the work has happened.
All of the work left to do. You're right. But anyway, so yesterday was that first day that we officially, we made it official. It's the Truth and Reconciliation Day. So it's a federal statutory holiday. And I was telling Poseidon that on that same day, yesterday, the first day ever that we're celebrating, we saw our politicians be complete fucking doofuses. And
before you go on in the chat, Joker Hardy already figured it out. That actually would be smart if it was a 1 month holiday, like how Black History Month is. And during that 1 month in the curriculums, you learn about Aboriginal history, about Trudeau's dad and what he did to the natives and all this. You learn all about that cool stuff, and then you're aware.
Yeah,
that would be smarter.
But we do learn about the natives in history class.
No, we don't. We watch Pocahontas. That's
it. It's a small passage in the curriculum, but you're right. I mean, if there's something that allows us on a consistent basis to sensitize the population and to hold, like you said, a whole month where we can honor them. I don't know. I mean, there's native cinema, there's native arts and culture,
there's all kinds of stuff that they don't tell you. Yeah, that they don't. They just don't show you. Also, 1 month of giving them clean drinking water, that would also be good, like they said in the chat. Yeah.
Just 1 month though.
No, it's just there's so much real stuff that needs to be done, but it's left aside for this fake stuff because most people are so stupid. They take the fake stuff. They're like, look at how good government is. They give holiday for them. Yes. Yeah, it's not no drinking water.
And then they do this.
Yes, they clap to each other. They jerk each other off.
So
Tired of
anyway,
this stuff.
So we're getting down to our politicians now, where you would think that for the first day they would all kind of be present in solidarity, support this movement.
Present where?
show
I
up.
thought it's a day off. If they're in solidarity, they should take the day off.
So here's what happens, and we start off from the municipal. Denis Coderre on the actual day is questioned on the day, and he says that if he gets reelected, he will put back up the statue of Sir John A. Macdonald, the architect of these residential schools.
Odd timing. Odd timing. I am a fan of a good statue, but but odd timing for that one.
Like, you know, and then we get to the Premier of Quebec. He's questioned yesterday during the day through one of his passages, you know, in the hallways of the National Assembly.
They said, "Why are you working, sir? It is a holiday." Is that what they said?
So, because he had to come out and said that he doesn't want to issue that a statutory holiday in Quebec. It doesn't mean that it's not important, but he never wanted to convert that into a statutory holiday.
You know what? Good for him. A man who enjoys labor, wants to work a bit. I get it.
So on the day yesterday, he's questioned, and I don't know if it's because it was in English and he didn't know how to express himself properly.
What'd he say?
Whatever. So the English journalist asked him why, and he's like, "No, it's not a statutory holiday in Quebec. We need to maintain our productivity."
Oh, so he said, "Let's get to work."
We need to fucking work. We need to be productive in
I
Quebec.
get what he's saying. We have not been productive. I get what he's saying. Okay,
Don't
good.
bust my balls about statutory holidays on the actual first day that this day is taking effect, you know?
Look, he doesn't like statutory holidays. The federal government is complicit in statutory rape. It's a weird country.
And then we get to the federal level. The actual man behind this day, the man that created the Truth and Reconciliation Committee, the man that says that he wants to be the prime minister to settle all problems that were done in the past. This is the guy that created the day, that made it a statutory holiday. What does he do on the actual day?
Buy the shoe polish and a turban.
He takes a day off and he goes surfing.
Yes! He knows how to work the system. He is the system. Ah, thank you.
Fuck, guys, I'm swamped with work. Fucking shit, we're going into a campaign. We're going to work like fucking assholes. Shit, I need a day off. What do we do? Fuck, let's create a statutory holiday. I need the day off, motherfuckers. Oh, shit, man.
It's beautiful. Welcome to my side of the fence.
Oh, my, that's dirty.
So there you have it. That's our political class, ladies and gentlemen.
So essentially, what you're saying, G, is all this to come back to what I said in the beginning of nonsense. This is all nonsense, and you tried to fight it. You said no, we need this is good, and then you ended up on the same side. You're like, yeah, clearly this was all nonsense.
No, I didn't say the day is nonsense. I think the day is it's a necessary step into building.
It's an absolutely unnecessary step, and it's not even a step. It's taking a step in zero direction. You give 50 holidays. 50 holidays does not provide clean drinking water.
I'm not saying it's the solution. I'm saying that
what did it do? Tell me what positive things it did for the actual Native communities.
Yesterday.
Yeah. What did it do?
Well, first of all, it made them feel like they're being given the importance that they deserve. Mark my words, they made.
Bro, there's places with no drinking water. What the fuck are we talking about?
I understand that, Pantelis, and I'm not saying that that's the solution. I'm not saying that that's what's missing in the fucking puzzle. It's not at all. But it's one step towards raising awareness about this culture that we don't know. Many of us don't know anything about. And I'm not saying that that's going to save everything, right? We needed that one day.
It raised zero awareness. Yesterday, I learned nothing about the natives.
But guys, look, give it some time. It's one day, man. I mean, you know what I mean? And it's the first day. Who knows what might spill over from this? Like you said, like whoever it was in the chat there that said, maybe this is going to open the doors to create a month of Aboriginal community affairs or culture or whatever.
But this is the thing that I think me and you have a disconnect. What's the maybe the people that are in charge are able to give a holiday? They're the ones that could have already dictated this. Yeah, let's give a month in the curriculum in school.
Happened, but we're seeing now that with everything happening, and it's sad that we need this unfortunate series of events to fucking wake up and to actually take action. But let's just hope, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt, that this is action. We're seeing something happening. So let's wait.
So the government's known for. They've been given some positive action towards the natives for years.
Yeah. No. And you're right. I mean, look, this is not the solution. It's far from being. It's nothing, not even close to a solution. But in terms of raising awareness and showing that, listen, guys, we're sorry. We have to fucking care more let's let's start the path to reconciliation or whatever that may be. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this, but I don't see a problem in this. I understand that it's not. It has nothing to do with the solution.
I mean,
but I just don't see a problem.
Look, I'm not an expert. I'm actually a very big dumbass.
Yeah.
But I mean, wouldn't it start to, I don't know, try and help the communities by?
That's what we're saying. But he's saying this is how they're starting. This is a symbolic gesture.
But how,
this is how a government that was willing to spend $615 million for nothing, just throw it down the toilet, same government we had before, they're not willing to spend a goddamn dime to make sure that these kids are educated, there's clean drinking water, but they're ready to institute a holiday, so clearly they're making efforts. No, they're not. All right? No, they're not. They could have spent money differently. They could have done a lot differently. This is all symbolic, just like Justin Trudeau crying repeatedly. It's all not. It's for the lowest IQ individuals in the country who fall for that stuff.
It almost feels like, look, we do care. We made a holiday out of it.
Yeah, and the guy's like, I'm still, I'm a little thirsty. Yeah, stay thirsty, my friend. I'm working on the holiday here. All right, why do you want so much? Like that's what it is. And then you have all these people clapping. Yes, holiday, great, great. You are very progressive, sir.
It's definitely symbolic more than anything, but it's an additional step forward, I think. And look,
also, these holidays don't mean shit because also, and they bring it up in the chat, Boxing Day, for example. Do you know how many people I've punched in the face on Boxing Day? I always get in trouble. Nobody respects the holiday anymore.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move forward. Something very positive happened yesterday, and I don't know. I'm a little reluctant to say it because we've said it so many times, just because we've been misinformed.
I'm so excited you said positive.
Consistently throughout, this whole nearly 2 years now that we've been stuck in this pandemic, where they've led us to believe that, look, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. And we've talked about this many times. Well, yesterday, though, there's another announcement that was made that seems to actually be the light at the end of the tunnel. At least we can sort of see it. The government announced that it is allowing all venues to function at full capacity.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
When? Here? Right now?
8th.
As of October 8th.
Next week?
So next week.
We're going on tour!
Concert venues, arenas, theaters, fucking halls, whatever you have it. They can function at full capacity. Obviously, everybody needs to be wearing masks and they need to be double vaccinated.
Whatever.
It seems to be the condition, but at least it's something. Now, here's the question mark that I have, because a couple of weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, the Montreal Canadiens coach was on the French radio, the 98.5 there with Bernard Drainville, and in preparation of the new season and all that stuff. And Drainville asks the guy, what do you think about this limit of 7,500 people in the arena, where most of the American teams now have full capacity? And the guy comes like,
I heard his response. It was weird. He goes, "C'est gay, ça." It's like, what does that mean, coach? What does that mean?
I don't think so. No, but he thought that, listen, it makes no sense. Obviously, hopefully the public health agencies can realize that at the rate that we're being vaccinated, perhaps the risks are much lower than they were maybe a year ago or even 6-8 months ago. And then suddenly this happens. Let me remind you also, during the playoffs, where throughout the first half of the playoffs, they were playing in front of empty chairs.
Yes.
And then suddenly they make, I think, the second or third round. I can't remember when it was. I think it was in semifinals or even maybe before. I can't remember. Suddenly, the passion kicks in. Oh, the Canadians are making it. And then look, Go announces 7,500 people capacity. Let's do it. Let's help out our Montreal Canadiens. Obviously, it wasn't to help out the Canadians, but it kind of strangely fell at the same time. And I'm feeling that now the season is about to start, and whoops, again, here we go. Let's obviously, it probably has nothing to do with that, but I just find weird and a little,
It is a little étrange, but I have a question for you, G-Funk. So right now, when you go to venues, when you go to theaters, it is not full capacity. However, when people are seated, they have their masks off. You're saying that now it's going to go to full capacity, but you always have to have your mask on?
Yeah.
That's stupid. What's the point?
You mean compared to what it was before?
No, I'm saying The narrative isn't checking it. So you said they're going back to full capacity, and the only people that are allowed inside are double vaccinated people, right?
Yeah.
And yet they all have to be masked at all times.
Yeah, I know.
But aren't they protected?
Aren't they protected?
Well, you don't know if they're protected. I mean, someone that has the vaccine.
Hold on.
According to what the government said, you do know they're protected, or there's going to be a fucking class action
Bro,
lawsuit.
what's happening? Bro? What's happening, bro?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've known that even if you're vaccinated, you can carry it.
I've known this.
Yeah,
I've said this.
No shit. But
Yeah. But that's not. But it doesn't fit into. So then why are we going back to full capacity? I want to go back to full capacity. What I'm saying is, are we going back to full capacity because everyone's vaccinated so they're safe? But then they're going, yeah, but you're not safe. So then why are we going back to full capacity?
Let's just keep some sort of control here. I don't know. Let's just keep some safety measures in place.
My question is, does anyone in the government that's been elected and is being paid by our tax dollars, does anybody know what the fuck is really going on?
Nobody knows. Nobody
No, I
knows what
don't
the
think
fuck they're doing. And what did I want to say? Oh yeah, I'll get to that later for the National Assembly because something's happening at the National Assembly. We're gonna come full circle. Just remind me because Dr. Arruda talked about something happened in the National Assembly with respect to the passports, and Dr. Arruda said, I'm not so sure that has anything to like. I don't see any negative effect coming out of that one, so I'm not so sure why they made that decision. But
Negative effect out of what, the passports?
I'll tell you later. But before that, look, I mean, let's just stick to the good news. It's a positive. I mean, for people like you, for example, that are in the arts, comedy, anything that has to do with culture as well.
Yeah, let me tell you how great it is, how much fun it is to have people try to laugh with masks on. First of all, old people are going to pass out.
Yeah.
Here, there was a joke. There was a joke yesterday. They were reading on the radio because obviously you got to take your mask off if you're eating or you're drinking. So someone was like, interesting. Bell Center, you're obliged to wear a mask unless you're fucking drinking. Fuck alcohol. The alcohol revenue is gonna rise in the Bell Center. They're gonna be drinking like fucking crazy.
But if it was a real thing, though, if the rules were real, like they made sense, they wouldn't be selling beverages because they wouldn't want you to take off your mask. Because right now, by their logic, nobody could be wearing masks. They just sit there, just keep your beer half done the whole time.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the beginning, what they had said to the movie theaters. Remember?
Yeah.
What wanted them to open but not sell any food. I don't know. But
That's
guys,
how they make their money.
Nothing fucking makes any sense. But I'm just looking at the positive. Okay, it's
the best part about this is if you ask questions like you are, George, you're the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. I think everybody's asking questions.
No, many retards are not.
Yeah, maybe. But in any case, look, it's good. It's positive. All right. Let's just hope that it continues. The health minister yesterday during this announcement said that we did so well. We were so good. We're such good citizens in the month of September. I feel like it's like a payback. It's like, you guys were good. Here, have a little cookie. You know what I mean? Have your treat. So he came out and said, we did so well in September. The numbers are much better than what they had expected. The return to school was less harmful than they were anticipating. Things were going well, and they're encouraging people to continue on this path forward. When
are the doctors and nurses getting fired?
Yeah, that's a whole other issue there.
Oh yeah, unrelated. When are the doctors and nurses getting fired?
Yeah, by mid-October. When was the deadline? 15th of October. We're expecting thousands of medical personnel to just fucking abandon ship.
When every hospital has 3 nurses available for their 9 bed totals, let's see how quickly they start shutting shit down again.
Oh my God, it's gonna be. I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, the announcement yesterday led to this other question about potentially removing masks in public. So that's why I wanted to get back to you based on what you were saying.
Hold on, in public? What do you mean?
Yeah, just remove the mask completely.
Like politicians are going to tell us what they really feel.
So the health minister said, listen, it's something that we are considering, but first we would have to see how things evolve, especially with the vaccinations in the 5 to 11-year-old demographic.
That's scary.
Which is apparently coming end of October, beginning of November. They're still waiting for because it hasn't been approved yet, and even Pfizer hasn't asked the government for permission to authorize these vaccines. So it hasn't even happened from the pharmaceutical company either. So I'm not so sure how fast these things happen because we're already at the beginning of October. If they want to start this by the end of October, I mean, I don't know what the delays are. I have no idea how it works, but they're projecting end of October, beginning of November to start vaccinating kids between 5 and 11. We spoke about how I feel and how we feel about all these things. But apparently, once we do that, then the government will be seriously considering removing masks. I feel like
this is bullshit. They've been saying, have you not noticed that they keep saying, once you do this, we're going to do this. And they never do any of that shit.
It's exactly what I was about to say. And I was going to start by saying, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it feels as though they announced something positive. But if you want it, we got to do this first. You know? So look, I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on this.
Are you going to vaccinate your kids?
I have a problem with it, man. We spoke about this last show. I have a big problem with that.
That's not a no, though, George.
I have a big problem with it. I deep down, I don't want to, because throughout this whole pandemic, we were told that that demographic is the safest one. I mean, if you look at the statistics, it's like less than 1%. You know,
that's in general.
No, that have been affected by COVID. I mean,
bro, all I know is only about 4% of the population of Canada caught it, and then what is it? The percentage of people that died from it?
0 point something.
Yeah.
And they all had something. Well, 99% had something in common.
Yeah, 95% had what?
5+ comorbidities or whatever. Yeah.
So I have a problem with that, guys. I honestly have a problem with that, which would mean that my eldest would have to get vaccinated. My young one is still not there yet, which is whatever. So she's not affected.
I have a question. I'm not a scientist, which is why I'm asking this question. So I heard the announcement that they're saying they're rolling out the third dose, that you have to get the third dose to be adequately protected. Remember this?
Well, they're starting from the seniors. So now, I mean, they're thinking let's be ahead of the curve this time around and take care of the most vulnerable.
Right. Here's the scary part about all this, George.
Yeah.
I understand in the beginning there was a misunderstanding. We thought it was one, but they said no. We always intended for there to be two. Right. This is what the science is.
Spoke about a third one. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the science. It's telling us you need two this far apart. Now here in Quebec, we changed all the rules. There was expired stuff. They go, it expires on this day. Quebec said, nah, the expiration date, put a month later. Doesn't matter. We were doing our own things here in Quebec.
What was it? It was 3 weeks or the time, something like that?
3 weeks in between. But I mean, what they were doing here is when vials, they go, it's expired. They said, no, you can keep using it. So here, it was circus. So let's not talk about just here. In general, they said there's two. This is how it works. This is the science. These are tested. They're safe. We get how it works. If that's true, months later, when you come out and go, maybe that didn't work, perhaps the third one, then do you not know how this works? Are we not aware of what we're putting inside people? Yeah. Because right now it seems more like, fuck, that didn't work. All right, add some more. Put some more in there. What's happening? I thought we knew what we were putting inside people.
Look, I thought
we understood it.
I spoke to a good friend of mine who used to work in the pharmaceutical industry. He was actually specifically working in a company that did all the trials. The clinical trials. Where was
it situated? Like what country?
It was here in Montreal.
This is where they did the trials?
No, not for this vaccine, but he's worked in for a company here that used to do these clinical trials. I can't remember which phase. It was probably maybe all three of them, actually. I can't remember. Anyways. And early on, I spoke to him, and he said, listen, George, we're not getting a vaccine. There's no way. I've worked in it. I know how it works. Usually they get the green light in the phases because they need to complete certain whatever. There's all these criteria that need to be that need to be completed, and they can't give the green light to the to the vaccine or to the medication or whatever the hell they're testing because the clinical trials haven't been finished because they're limited to the number of samples, like the people, to test it on. So like they can't just fucking go off and test it on 1 million people or 2 million people so that they can get the vaccine out quickly. They have to go like in stages.
Well, they've tested it now on what, 1 billion people?
That's it. And he told me that normally with government intervention, they can maybe pull it off, close to a year, which is exactly what happened now. And he was afraid that what they did, it was the opposite. Instead of waiting the 3 phases, or either 3 or 4 phases, I can't remember what it was. Let's say it's 3, to complete whatever criteria and whatever number of tests that have to be completed and samples that need to be collected. It feels as though they did the inverse now. They made it official. Let's get this out as soon as possible so we can get as many samples back as soon as possible so that we can see if it's effective. Like, it feels like it's the reverse happening.
Yeah, we were part of the test phase.
So we're the guinea pigs.
100%.
So
That's been known.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about that a lot these days, and I'm thinking, you know what? It makes sense that now they're thinking about a third one because they never had sufficient stats to begin with before, giving the green light. They just based on
but that's not okay. That's not okay with the millions of people or the billions now that are affected. It's not okay to just be like, well, that didn't work. Let's try this.
Yeah.
That's not what we all signed up for. We all signed up for this works. It's safe. Take this.
Yeah, and to get to that level, to get to that step, to that stage,
right?
It takes years, man.
So we were lied to. That's all I'm trying to clear up is that we were clearly lied to, and now they're just they're shifting the lie. So like, we didn't lie. We omitted the truth, which is a lie.
And again, I just want to clarify this. I'm not stating this as factual. This is just the understanding I got from my friend's explanation that used to work in the industry. Yeah. And it seems to kind of add up because, I mean, if you don't have the numbers, if you don't have the samples to verify whether or not this works 100%, you just need 1 or you need 2, whatever, something concrete. They said, let's get that fucking thing out. Let's go, and we'll test it on the people, and we'll adapt as we go, kind of thing. Maybe we're lucky because it wasn't that bad. We
don't know yet.
Imagine if it were. You know what I mean?
CTV News said last week that now it's for sure. They confirm that in the future, all the 15-year-olds that are taking the vaccine will not have fertility issues. Now, I don't know when CTV was handed a time machine, or if they misunderstood the fertility issues and they've just been watching 15-year-olds bang, but it was a weird article to release. How the fuck do you know for sure?
Yeah.
And but it's crazy. Even if down the line 10 years from
and why specifically 15-year-olds? There's a lot of questions about CTV's fucking journalism.
Yeah, they could have said
they just found one of the reporters' hard drive. So what do you do with this? Research. Fertility seems good. Fertile. They're all vaccinated.
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
So look, I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, the whole mask thing, I think that's really going to be, it just goes back to what we're saying. It's like everything that people want, it's like as if the government's saying, look, if you want it, we'll give it to you, but we need to cross this road first, right? It's like a give and take kind of thing. You want your masks off? Let's vaccinate the 5 to 11.
So I have a question. Remember before the government said you can't sue them if anything happens to you because you decided to take the vaccines yourself, right, on your own accord? Even though technically everyone's being coerced to take it? With the third one, since the goalpost changed, doesn't that render our initial agreement of the 2 shots null and void? Can't people now sue the government?
No, I don't think so.
They could, but here's the thing, bro.
I mean, the gray zone just got so much bigger in the last year.
Because what's the point of having laws if they're not like effective for everyone? They're not implemented the same for everyone. Because I wouldn't be able to do that shit, or no one else would be able to do that shit. You can't just keep changing the goalpost of an agreement, especially one that's like this experimental and it's going inside someone's body, and then just be like, nah, just try this now.
And a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to another friend of mine who's in insurances, and he's like, George, you know that right now, if you have a life insurance and you take the vaccine and you die from it, you don't get your money. Your family does not get
Why not?
Because the insurance companies do not recognize this. They think it's still I can't remember the term that he gave me.
Still experimental.
It's experimental or whatever term he used.
We're imbeciles. We are 100% imbeciles.
Yeah, we're retards.
I mean, did the government even think about that before proceeding? Like, I mean, let's consider ourselves lucky that not too many people have died from the vaccine, but some have.
Some have. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, imagine if those people had a life insurance, and the company says, "Oh no, we can't honor that because you took experimental medicine that in the contract it says clearly that you're not covered for."
They would have been better off catching COVID and dying. At least their family would have got.
Yeah. At least they died. I got sick and I died.
But if the government kills you, no, there's no insurance.
We're retards.
We're very dumb.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because we're very in groups. We're dumber in groups. And this showed because you remember people protesting mandatory stuff and all that? All we did was label them anti-vax imbeciles. We labeled everyone the same because you had those idiots that were going around with like the Jewish star and all. Like you had all these. So we just grouped everyone together. And then everyone's like, we're on this side. You're goofy. It turns out waiting and thinking would have been the best fucking case scenario for us. But instead we rushed it because everybody closed their eyes. They go, fuck, I hope it's real. I hope the government's right. Yeah, everything's going to go back to normal. Everything's going back to normal. And what do? We hoped and we jumped off a cliff together.
Yep.
Idiots. And the kids, remember the promise of the kids are not going to be forced to get vaccinated? Remember that promise, G? That I told you was a lie? I told you on this very show, wait a couple of months, you're being lied to, your kids are going to get forced.
Look, guys, I mean, from the very beginning, we were told that it wasn't only 5 to 11. It was even older, like even the teens. When we're looking at the stats in the very beginning of people actually dying from COVID, the percentages were negligible in these populations, right, in this demographic. So I don't understand the craze of focusing on the 5 to 11 demographic. I don't understand. I get it that you realize that 2 doses weren't enough and that right now your reflex is, let's not make the same mistake. Let's look after the most fragile part of the population. Let's go back to our seniors and start with them right off the bat immediately. Let's give them the 3rd dose.
But these old people, for example, how much? Because what it's doing is it's recreating that, I guess, the Pfizer and the Moderna one. It's recreating that spike protein.
Just to be clear, for now, it's the seniors living in long-term care facilities.
Yeah, that's how it started last time.
Yeah, like it's not my dad and your mom who are kind of independent or autonomous or whatever, Yeah. We'll see how that trickles down. But I think also they need 6 or 8 months since the 2nd dose. So
are they just testing this on the old people now?
I don't know. These are the only people that actually qualify to have the 3rd dose.
How much of that spike protein can we handle in our bodies for them to keep creating?
Dude, I don't know how this works. I have no clue about how this science works. I believe in it. I believe in vaccinations. I've said it before. I just think I just feel that from the very beginning, it's been awfully quick, man. It's been, and I admire the fact that we have scientists all over the world looking into this. And maybe we're the ones that are off, right? Maybe this is, we've made advances like in leaps and bounds to the point where in a year.
What we're doing isn't scientific, though, George. We're not going through the scientific process. We're not allowing a chance for them to test everything, and we're rushing everything. So we're saying, oh, we believe in science. We don't. What's happening now is religious. It's hope. It's faith. This is not science. Science would have been for it to wait out. Science would have been for the people that are not at risk to not be affected, right? To not close their lives like little kids. We're not going by science, bro. This is faith-based at this point, and we should admit the truth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Science would have been to follow the stats. Science would have been to let the scientists work on this shit the time they need.
Again, from what my friend told me, if you were to follow that path, you would need a good 2, maybe 3 years in order to get all those numbers in.
Well, that's science, though. But what do you want me to tell you? That's like, you want to go with science. I want to go with science too. You wait and you do the fucking science. You can't say this is science. So what are you doing? I'm giving you a bottle of water, but I'm praying on it. Science, baby. Like, this is crazy. If you want to go with science, we fucking go with science.
Drink this. Let's see what happens to you so that we can adapt going forward.
Yeah. It's not scientific, George, is what I'm saying. It's not fucking scientific. And they keep citing science when they say the most unscientific things. Trudeau cites science when he says, what do you say? Unvaccinated people are a danger to the vaccinated? That's an unscientific statement. That is very unscientific. But he fucking said it, and then people are like, yeah, that's the science. People are so dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the last topic there before I run off. And
I didn't even ask you, how's work, by the way? Busy?
Oh, geez, fuck it. It's not. It's guys. Honestly, if there's one thing I can say during this whole pandemic, and I'm very lucky, man. It's I'm blessed, man. I'm fucking grateful. Honestly,
I'm proud of you, bro.
One bit, and business grew, and it's going really well.
You and the wife have built an empire. We're very proud of you here.
Not really, but yeah, it's going well. It's going well. It's growing, which is a good thing. So yeah, we're sticking on the COVID because there was an announcement made yesterday that the National Assembly Bureau, which is basically like a board of directors, if you want, on which a bunch of elected officials sit and that make decisions that affect the parliament as an institution. Okay, so they had a meeting and they decided that they should implement a double vaccination, the vaccination passports for the National Assembly. It includes elected officials, staffers, personnel, visitors for the National Assembly. So the CAC and the Liberals, we're talking about Quebec here. We're not talking about Ottawa. So the CAC and the provincial Liberals voted in favor. Parti Québécois and Québec Solidaire voted against it. Obviously, they had the majority, so it passed. And this has brought up a lot of debate because we're talking about the parliament here. All right, the parliament belongs to you. It belongs to me. It's the house of the people. Okay?
They don't let me in anymore.
So, I mean, look, to be fair, every single elected official in Quebec is vaccinated. So all 125 members of parliament are vaccinated. So
how do you know this for a fact, George?
It's been verified.
Has it been verified? It's been verified that they have their papers. Has it been verified that they took the jab?
It's verified. They all have it. It's factual.
Really? Okay.
But here's the question.
It's not like we know that some of them
should we
didn't get the jab.
This is the the house where you send someone to represent you. You understand what I'm saying? How I'm not so sure if that makes sense to me. And we're not saying that a lot of things have made sense so far, but at least that it's like, let's say there wasn't 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 that were vaccinated. Are you going to block the access to the parliament to the people that were elected to, that you elected to put there? So they're taking away your voice. They're taking away your representation to the parliament. Is that what's going to happen? So again, I'm just saying this, like the questions that are coming up now in the news, in Quebec, there may not be a problem and there won't be an issue because they're all vaccinated. Now, I'm not so sure about the staffers. I'm not so sure about the personnel. That's a whole different issue. We don't have to talk about that. But all I'm saying is that if we take what happened in the National Assembly and use that as a precedent, for example, for it to happen federally, like in the Parliament of Canada, there we know that there are members of Parliament that are not vaccinated. A lot of them are from the Conservatives, maybe some other parties as well. I don't know. That's a number, in fact, that we don't know. We don't know how many are not vaccinated in Ottawa.
I don't care to know.
But let's say they use the example of Quebec and take that as precedent and they apply that at the parliament in Canada.
Yeah.
What's going to happen there? You're going to block the member of parliament from coming in to do his job? Like, what does that tell the people that elected him? That we don't give a fuck about your representation?
Yep.
Like, that's the big, like, I read that yesterday.
Maybe we could just give unvaccinated people another holiday, George.
Yeah, stay home, you know? So I just find that a little bit funny. Like, I understand, like, businesses, it's private. You don't know who's gonna walk in. Like, I'm okay. Like, I can understand that.
Look, I think a private business should be able to decide who they want to serve or not. But saying that, you never know. Now they're going to switch it up. They're going to be like, no black guys. So that would be a bit of an extreme. But, however, I know that most private business, most restaurant owners that I know are not happy with the passports. They do not want to scan people. They've lost a lot of money.
There's a restaurant in Laval, and we're not going to say the name, but the guy, after he was told that they need to check vaccination passports, he decided to keep his restaurant closed. He's like, fuck that shit. I will not put my clients
in that position,
in this whole ordeal or in that position. If you want food, guys, we will still deliver. You can still pick up like we did before.
Yeah, there's a guy who does that here. There's 2 guys that do that right around here.
Unfortunately, he won't be opening his restaurant because he whatever, because of his values or whatever the hell the reason is. Look, it's his decision. It's his private business. Obviously he's going to take a hit financially. I don't know. I don't know what these guys are going to do, but that's the private sector. And like you said, they could do whatever the fuck they want, but we're talking about the parliament here. Like, you actually went and you put an X next to a person because you wanted that person to represent you. Assuming that person got elected, you want that person to carry your voice in your like, this is your parliament. This is the house of the people.
Yeah, stop being the house of the people, bro. Now it's the house of the, what is it? of the Cuban lineage.
Yeah. That's what it is, bro.
So yeah, so I just found that a little, I don't know. It's going to be interesting for me to see what's going to happen.
Can I
Again,
just say, George, you've taken such a turn. It is fucking hilarious. Months ago, when we're mentioning stuff like this, you're like, no one's taking your democracy. This is crazy. And then now you're here, you're like, this is a little suspicious. this is a little much. It feels like the people that were calling conspiracy theorists were just quick to call this, and people weren't ready to hear it.
I mean, there's
They
a
were
bunch
the
of it.
Sega Dreamcast of the modern world. They were just ahead of their time.
We are asking legitimate questions. We're wondering where
These
we're
questions
going.
were asked, what I'm saying, 6 months ago. And when they were asked initially, people were
But we
told that
can't-
they shut the
I-
fuck
I-
up because
I
they're
don't
stupid.
I don't think we could be labeled conspiracy theorists in the least, man. I mean, we're not out there saying, "Go fuck yourselves. We're gonna die."
But there's the problem. There's the problem. Why is that?
You?
But do you see
It's
how you
also-
just changed? You just moved the goalpost. Now you said that a conspiracy theorist is someone yelling, "Oh, we're gonna go die." Most of the people that were being called conspiracy theorists were saying none of it. Most of the people that were saying, "Hey, are you sure it's worth sacrificing your rights for safety, perceived safety, and this promise of getting your rights back when they're never coming?" And we're like, "Shut the fuck up! What do you mean our rights aren't coming?" So people just didn't like the future that was being built around them, and they thought instead of attacking the people implementing these things without science, the government, instead of attacking them, they attacked the people calling the government out. And then now, 6 months later, silence. Silence 6 months later. Oh, yeah, my kids they're not going to get forced to get vaccinated. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, we're going to get our rights back in a few months. Oh, they're not here yet. Interesting. Oh, yeah, of course it works. You need 2 shots. You're all good. Oh, what do you mean? You don't know how it works? We might need a 3rd one because we're still in the trial phase. Oh, we are the trial phase. So that's a lie from what you told us in the beginning where this passed the trials and it's approved. Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
But it's always been like this. As soon as the common folk realize,
It's too late.
too late.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
You
It's
fucking
already too late.
peasants. And I'm part of the peasant class. I'm telling you that much.
Yeah, but look, I mean.
But what I mean by the common folk is
you
the
have
people.
you have to fucking feed yourself, bro. You got to survive. And if they're telling you, look, you want to go to work, this is what you got to do. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking.
So what happened to our sense of community? How come we didn't get together as a How many representatives do we have in the entire country? 1,000? What are they gonna do against 30 million people?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. We're idiots. And the cops are stupid too. The cops should have got together with the doctors and the nurses. First of all, if every police union in Canada said, "Fuck you, we are 100% not enforcing crazy rules that you guys are making," they would have been fucked. What are they gonna do? And we're like, "Oh, okay, this is our strong arm tactic. They're not gonna call the military."
Well, what are they gonna do? Look what's happening in the health sector. You have all the nurses and doctors that don't want to get vaccinated. Tell them, well, you either do that or you're out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right now, the cops and the doctors union should get together. The firefighters too, and they go, look, if you start firing doctors and nurses, we're all walking off the job. Who's going to protect you guys in the National Assembly? And then watch the turnaround. When they don't have protection from the peasant class, watch the turnaround then. They'll be like, oh, yeah, fuck, you're just get vaccinated. Go ahead. No, watch. Well, and that's because they feel safe. They're like, yeah, we're going to fucking say whatever the hell we want. We're protected. Take away their protection, bro. Let's see how quickly they turn around.
Yeah, I don't know if they're allowed to do that. Policemen, firemen, and
What do you mean if they're not allowed? They weren't allowed to institute curfews. They weren't allowed to, by our constitution, to mandate vaccination, and they're doing it. So when did the law? Why are the laws applying sometimes, not all the times?
No, what I'm saying is that I'm not so sure they're allowed to just not go to work and say, fuck that shit, we're not coming in. I don't think they're...
I get what you're saying, but a lot of stuff that's not allowed has been happening this past year and a half. Is this where we're going to draw the line?
No, I understand what you're saying.
It is crazy, George. I'm not mad at you, by the way, George. I'm mad at the situation. I know you're not in the government. I'm not.
Guys, I mean, every time we do these fucking shows or something, there's always something new. And I mean, we've been talking about COVID for almost 2 fucking years.
And
now.
there's always something new, surprisingly, yeah.
And yeah, that's it. There's always something new, and it's always something that's gonna, bring up a question mark, a doubt, a suspicion, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Because we don't know. We're just all there watching the TV every single day to see what the government is going to announce, how it's going to impact us, whether positively or negatively.
But we do kind of know.
What'd you say?
We do kind of know what they're gonna announce.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, not always. I mean, obviously there's leaks and stuff. Like you have kind of an idea. Like yesterday before the announcement, we knew that they were going to kind of look into maximizing the capacities, and indeed that's what it was. But yeah, it just and you know what? I want to watch. There's a documentary. I think it's on LCN. there's since the beginning of COVID, there was a camera crew that was allowed to follow the minister and to document everything behind the scenes. And it came out, I think, last week, and it's insane, the shit that came out of that. And I want to watch it because from what I read, it's as though it was complete improvisation. It was like they fucking knew nothing.
You don't say. Because to me, it seems like they knew what they were doing.
No. But that's why, I want to. I can't remember what it's called. Fuck, I wish I knew so I can, plug it in here. But it's Yves Seguin, I think, the journalist who does a lot of investigative stuff for LCN TVA. And he had a camera crew, and he had a small little team that were following the minister. They were behind the scenes, the political staff, the health staff, like all these people that were involved in the decision-making process throughout this whole pandemic. And there's just a lot of, from what I read, I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen it, so don't fucking quote me on anything. But from what I read, apparently it was just one big fucking hot mess. And
I just thought of that idea now of it would be nice to see the big unions all get together and be like, nah, we're not complying, and then see the government U-turn. Because right now I have a suspicion about Quebec, since they're planning on firing these nurses on the 22nd?
The 15th.
The 15th.
Yeah.
And they want to go full capacity 8th, right?
Yeah.
Watch this be one of those things of
like a fucking boomerang.
We don't want to take the blame for what's going to happen in our already understaffed and, incapable hospitals. They institute that date. So then a week later, when the hospitals can't handle shit and they're overrun, and I don't mean because of a lot of new cases. I mean, they're overrun because already 3 cases in a hospital is too much here. Yeah. So there's even less people. And then what are they going to do? They're going to turn around and blame us. Oh, you guys went out. We let you go out and look at this. You didn't protect yourselves. You all got COVID. That's why the hospital's overrun. Not because there are no more nurses left in there.
But they did this last year.
They did this last year.
Or even worse. And of course, guys, look, we're assuming here, right? We're just throwing fucking things up in the air. Yeah. But just
last year, if people want to go back, I was correct about the lockdowns. Do you remember this? I called it a month before. Remember when they said it was 2 weeks at the beginning of October last, and I said we're fucked for the winter. You remember this?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember this.
It was on an episode of This Just Thing. I said this is bullshit. They're gonna use it as an excuse. Blah 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 blah. Bam! What the fuck happened, bro?
Yeah, and curfew was supposed to last only a month.
Yep.
No, but the other thing, just go back to what you're saying, is that let's pick up the capacity. We have our nurses leaving on the 15th. The 8th, we're allowing them to go all back.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's assume people are gonna get sick and flood the hospitals again. Maybe that's gonna.
No. But that's what I'm trying to tell you is they don't have to flood the hospitals. The hospitals now can handle. The hospitals before COVID were unable to handle a regular amount of emergencies. Okay. During COVID, there's more because now the staff has to really fucking close stuff off when there's somebody with an infectious disease and there's not enough staff. So already the hospitals are teetering. We don't have enough staff and not enough beds. So now if all you don't even need new cases. You need the same cases, but half the nurses.
Yeah.
That's a state of emergency.
And then
you could just blame us. Instead of blaming the fact that you fired half the nurses, you're going to blame the people for going out in society. Even if the numbers stay roughly the same in the hospitals, it still looks bad because they can't handle them.
Yeah, exactly. No, but
fucking politicians, bro.
Look, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're expecting medical personnel to just abandon the system in thousands by mid-October,
I'm retarded, but I'm not retarded.
Why are you allowing people to just gather in the tens of thousands?
Because they're setting us up.
Yeah, it's a setup. It's a setup. And we don't even have to have new cases. We same cases we have now, even less than we have now. If the nurses are cut by 30% or more in this province, in this let's say in this island at least, or the greater Montreal area, we can have lower cases than we have now, and it would still be insane emergency in the hospitals because they're already understaffed.
Much less in number, of course.
So no matter what we do now, we have our hands tied. If they let those nurses go, we are fucked. And if, because of the capacity, more cases do come, and now there's more cases, so already they can't handle the current cases, which aren't as many as you'd think in the hospitals, but we can't handle them. Now you add more cases, less nurses. This is a cocktail for disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a setup. It's an ambush. It's a trap.
It's a trap, bro. We're being set up, George.
Look, let's just hope for the best. I mean, I usually just give the benefit of the doubt. I mean, if they think that things are getting better to the point where they can allow maximum capacity to these venues, I see it as a positive. Hopefully, what will follow will only be measures to kind of get us back to normalcy, whatever that normalcy.
How though? With less already now, we don't have enough staff. With less staff, how is it gonna? I don't understand the logic.
No, I'm saying. I mean, if things are going as well as they say it is, to the point where they're allowing maximum capacity in all these venues, then I don't know. Maybe we're at the tail end of this. I don't know.
I thought we were preparing for the fourth wave.
The fourth wave came at the end of August, beginning of September. That's what they were saying, that we're already in a fourth wave, and it seems as though we did much better than we anticipated.
But isn't our flu season now? Isn't this when our flu season regularly starts here?
They were talking about being in a fourth wave at the end of August, beginning of September, right when school was about to start again. That's when everybody was talking about the fourth wave, when everyone was sounding the alarm
for children.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
And now, from what the minister said, the health minister said, well, we did very well in September, and the numbers are much lower than we had anticipated. The hospital seem to be kind of, stabilized. I don't know, man. Look, let's cross our fucking fingers, dude. I don't know. I nobody knows. I just hope that we're coming out of this fucking thing, man.
So is the passport here to stay forever, George?
I don't know. I understood that the passport is there as long as there's a health emergency in place. Les mesures d'urgence, as soon as those are lifted, why would they keep the passport, the vaccine passport?
Well, and so here, that's the question.
Look, I see where you're going with this, but let's assume that we're done with this crisis. Let's say, by the end of this year, okay? And then they maintain the vaccine passports. Don't you think at some point people are just going to be like, there's nothing fucking happening here. Just come and sit down.
No, I don't think so, George.
Naturally, we're going to evolve out of this.
No, I don't think so, George, because people clearly have not used common sense throughout this entire... Dude, right now, I think everyone should be protesting the firing of the healthcare workers that when we didn't know what this was, were putting their fucking life on the line to help and save people. The fact that a year later, everyone is okay with firing them?
That's insane.
Bro, people, human beings, most of them are made to be selfish scumbags. That's what we're seeing. I don't give a shit if the nurse has one arm, bro. I don't give a shit what, and she doesn't want, I don't give a shit. The fact that when they didn't know what this was, we thought it was more dangerous than what it turned out to be. They were risking it all for and now we're like, you know what, fuck you. After they survived through all this, we're horrible, horrible pieces of garbage. And we're going to be remembered in history in a very poor light. You could go to Instagram, you could post your fucking selfies all you want. I'm telling you, historically, in 100 years, when people look back, they're going to be like, these guys were fucking assholes. Somebody throws out a hand, they fucking risk themselves to save you, and then you throw them under the fucking bus. We're horrible.
I don't know. Look, yesterday I went and had lunch with my wife. We went to a restaurant in... whatever, we went to sit down, and there were literally 2 waiters for the entire fucking restaurant. 2. They were running like fucking madmen. It took us maybe 10 minutes to get the menu. It took another 10 minutes for the guy to come take the order. And you're looking at this, and you're like, first of all, they're understaffed. And in addition to that, the poor fucking waiter has to abandon what he's doing, run to the door, scan everyone's fucking phone. I don't know, guys. I have a feeling that if ever, people are seeing that, look, there's very few deaths and we're not talking about COVID anymore, why the hell would anyone just keep scanning phones? I just think that naturally...
Because the government threatens them with fines, and the restaurants can't handle 6 to 10 G's in fines. That's why they're doing it. The restaurants aren't doing it because they're scared. The restaurants aren't doing it because they're scared of COVID. The restaurants were open a month ago without the passports. The restaurants are scared of getting fined to oblivion.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's crazy, G. It's crazy. It's we're living in a fucked up time, and when you talk about it, you're a bad guy. But that's the only way to move forward, is to actually assess our reality.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta run, folks.
G, before you go, when's your next episode of Just Us Dads coming out?
Just as that is probably dropping tomorrow. We recorded yesterday, so I didn't have time to put it up for today. So it's probably going to come up tomorrow. And for the backstage, I'll be contacting some municipal municipal candidates. Something. I'm a little bit discouraged. I mean, I'm not really into the campaign anymore. I think I got tired from the better one. I don't want to fucking talk to people anymore, man. But I just want to.
George used to love politics. Now he hates politicians. George is the future of humanity. George.
It's probably gonna happen. I'll see, but I'll see what's gonna happen. Probably by the end of the day, I'll send out the messages to invite them. Hopefully by next week we'll have some episodes of the backstage.
Well, if you like G-Funk, and let's be honest, why wouldn't you? You can check out his podcast. Links to George's stuff are in the description. You love podcasts. You love listening to podcasts, watching podcasts. Well, he's got two for you. The Backstage Podcast, where he interviews a bunch of fucking assholes claiming to be politicians. And he's also got Just Us Dads, where a bunch of daddies get together, talk about their children, and try to lose weight together. Spoiler alert, they all got fatter. Just Us Dads. Check it out. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Ciao,
Thank you.
George.
Ciao, guys. Bye.
Oh, Scotiabank is calling me. A couple of days late, but I can't pick up now. Yeah, Scotiabank's been... I messaged our buddy, friend of the show who works there.
Yes.
And he was shocked because they have not been returning my calls or my messages for a year. And...
Wait, what?
Yeah. And he's like, what the fuck? He goes, are you serious? Don't worry. They're going to call you today. I'm like, okay. They didn't call me. So the next day, he's like, yo, so I'll take care of you yesterday. I go, nobody called me. And then now 2 days later, I just saw a phone call. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Just
Yeah, no,
avoid-
Scotiabank's...
Garbage.
See.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to come sit over there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move my stuff. Maybe go TD or something. It's a little... You have... I have two advisors, representatives, whatever, and none of them answers the phone or replies to messages. What's the point? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come on over here. Come on over here, dog. Yeah, stretch, because it's not live. Yeah. He's just taking his time coming over.
That was a good stretch.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, so it's alarming, huh? How the things that are happening now
Yeah.
with his useless government.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go through the same old. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one last repetition, at least.
People getting weaker, people getting dumber. Yo, by the way, if you guys didn't know, today is October 1st. So happy October to you all. And it is a new month on the Patreon, new podcasts on the Patreon. Yep, they're coming out. Actually, this morning, I believe a new Pantelis podcast dropped with a friend of the show, comedian, Emil Khoury, Lebanese Dynamite, as they call him. Yeah, that was a good episode. That was a fun episode.
Yes.
Yeah, recorded that. And we have another few episodes that are already scheduled to be on Patreon first, and then a few weeks later on the YouTube for everyone else. But yeah, head over to patreon.com/Pantelis. Sign up for any tier. Support the goddamn nation. I had fun. I got to meet some of the fans on, when was it? Wednesday night when I went to Quebec City. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, Gros Tabarnak was there.
Yeah.
Olga, who's in the chat, showed up. Amelie was there. Trico was there. There was some other people that I didn't know who they were. They told me after. It was a lot of fun.
Nice,
It's cool to meet people in person.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you had a good time.
I had a good time. I didn't like my set, but they seemed to like it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good time.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something about what you said earlier about people not standing up, like for the nurses, the people that fought on the front lines.
This happens with soldiers too.
Yeah, 100%. Especially soldiers. Yeah, soldiers. But soldiers even more so because they're also considered a threat. If they go haywire, like if they freak out, they're also considered a threat to the nation. Let's say they decide to go fuck the government, So 100% they destroy soldiers when they come back.
Yeah, in times of war, you praise them, and in the second times of peace, you make them criminals. Yeah.
Because in the times of peace also, if you start to do weird shit with the peoples, the most dangerous people in the population are the soldiers that came back for your establishment.
Yeah.
And you were saying about the thing that we're going to be seen as assholes. We're 100% going to be seen as assholes, but also people have no more fight in them.
People are tired.
Because their lives have been so bamboozled and destroyed and turned and flipped and reflipped and turned that they have no more fight in them. They barely have fight for their own life,
Yeah.
their own livelihood. So to start defending the nurse, you know what I mean? The doctors, they don't have the energy.
I have the goddamn energy, and I've been bamboozled
yes.
like crazy.
No, I understand. But there's not too many people like you. There's not too many people who can...
If it wasn't for this goddamn pandemic, bro, I would have been fucking rich by now. But I still keep a smile on my face. I still keep a smile on my face.
Yeah, but not a lot of people, not many people are built like that, bro.
Yes, I am built different. I'm built stupidly.
It's not.
I should mind my goddamn business and focus on making money.
It's you're resilient is what it is.
It's not resilient. Well, I am resilient, but it's not that. It's just I can't stand injustice. And just to see someone be like, thank you for helping me. And then the second that person needs your help, you're like, fuck you. You know, you throw them down. To me, it's shocking.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
to me, it's
insane,
shocking.
bro. That's insane. That's insane.
It's like, then where's your loyalty at, bitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Disloyal cocksuckers. I'm going to remember this, though. I'm going to remember this. The nurses might forgive and forget. The doctors might forgive and forget. I will not.
Yeah. But it's a human nature.
In the future, I will not trust you humans.
Yeah, you can never trust...
When the aliens come, I'm taking their side. I'm switching teams. I'm switching teams when the aliens come. I go, yeah, they're scumbags. Take care of them. I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be one of those. I was looking at a lot of soccer stuff this week because the European Continental Cups were in action. Champions League, Conference League, Europa League.
Yes.
Pro Evolution Soccer, which doesn't exist anymore. It's eFootball now. Dropped what was ranked the lowest rated game of all time.
Really?
Yesterday, yeah.
Like of all the video games?
Of all the video games on Steam ever, lowest scores ever.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I'm very, very shocked that that's what they worked on for 2 years.
Fuck.
2 years they released, like, it's free to play for now, you know? So they released a free game that they worked on for 2 years, okay? There's 9 teams. 9 teams.
Fuck.
A game that used to have over 600 teams releases a game with 9 teams. Now, okay, we're going to add more later, let's say. It is so broken, Poseidon. You know, bro, it's so buggy. It doesn't even feel like a demo. It feels like a test build.
Really?
Very broken. It's shocking. It's shocking. And you could see, like, I could see merit. Like, I could see where they were trying to go, and I could see this game in 2 years, if they work on it for 2 full years with an actual team, because I don't know who the fuck worked on it now, for it to be the greatest soccer game ever. I could see that. I could see where they're trying to go with it. But my God, did they miss the mark. It is nowhere near done, man. That thing is raw. It should not have been taken out of the oven.
It's raw. They should have there should be a video game equivalent of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, that should be me. Yeah. It's just so shocking to me that they would destroy the name of such a beloved franchise, and they're losing money in the process because I understand. You know what they care about? They're going to make their money no matter what on the mobile version, which is downloaded by millions of people in the third world, and they make a lot of money off it. The thing is, though, their name now is so... Dude, it's like they didn't even want to pay an actual designer to design the layout. The colors are off. Bro, there's grammatical errors everywhere.
No way.
Everywhere there's grammatical... Like, who the fuck wrote this? Dude, when you want to play a match, an exhibition match, you know what it's called? Match Authentic. I swear to God, bro, it's completely fucked up. There's all these... It says... one, like, you want to play single player or 2 players, right? It goes 1 players with an S or 2 players with an S. But the 1 player should have had no S. Like, there's no localization. Like, it looks like they put in Google Translate, whatever the fuck they did from Japanese.
Bro, did they get Kazakhstani coders or something, bro?
It's crazy. A game that makes them so much money every year if they work on it.
Yeah.
That they let them work on it for 2 years and it turned into this. I could have, in 2 years, me alone learning how to use the Unreal Engine, I would have made a better fucking soccer game.
Wow.
In 2 years, I would have made a way more compelling game.
So what the fuck happened?
I don't know. That's the question everyone's asking, and they never answer. They never answer. I even went to Twitter yesterday. The guy, their senior manager or whatever, who was so excited about the launch. I go, this wasn't ready. Why are you excited? This just destroyed your reputation. Yeah. It's like us. We released this show, but we're all muted.
Yeah.
And then we're like, what? You guys don't like the hand gestures? We can't hear you, you stupid fucks.
We bring back the Charlie Chaplin styles.
Yeah, it's just fucking
We're
stupid.
talking about politics.
Uber Eats keeps sending you messages.
That you got promos and shit. Fuck, that's dirty, bro.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, it's my sister got it to me for my birthday. It's a Toronto Raptors championship banner. I don't know where to put it.
Oh, this
long.
is nice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna unfold it. I got the gist of
You
it.
got the gist, yeah, but I don't know where to put it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, there was a story I had seen that I wanted to talk about. Oh, they're saying there might be another big, humongous
Earthquake.
No, economic crash.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it happen
Yeah.
in my bank account. The government just asked me for more money
Oh,
yesterday.
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
But not just that, bro, they're talking about everything. Even the housing market, everything is like getting ready to collapse. There's that big company in China, Evergrande.
I don't know.
They're a big real estate company. Anyways, they got
Evergreen.
I think it's Evergreen.
I don't know what it is.
But apparently they got a little too ambitious.
Okay.
And what's happening is because they got a little too ambitious, the model that they used was no good because it would just pile up debt in a bad way, apparently.
In a bad way, yeah, because
In a
piling
bad-
up debt is normally a good thing.
Yeah. No, because there's good debt and bad debt, right?
It's all bad debt, bro.
Yeah, that's true. So what happened was, but then they were using a system that they were kind of able to get away with a lot of shit, right? But it was legal. But then the Chinese government came in and stepped in, and they were like, nah, this is illegal now. So it fucked up their whole system. So now this company is like, I don't know, I don't know how many billions of dollars in debt. If they go kaput, like some crazy the real estate globally might fucking crash. The market they're saying it might crash. Like crazy shit's gonna happen, I think.
I don't know. They keep
In the
saying
next
that for a
coming
long
months,
time.
bro. I don't know, bro. Bro, look at here, bro. Canada, the housing market is a bubble within a bubble, bro.
But they've been saying that for years too over here. Have you seen it crash?
No, but that means we're not a real we're not a free market.
We're not a. How did you fucking think we're a real free market? None of this is a free market. It's all manipulated.
Yeah, that's true. Well, more so this year, we've noticed that it's crazy.
It's all fake. Yeah, dude. I'm
it's all
noticing. First of all, ever since I got into the stock market last year, I realized that it's a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's how I realized that they manipulate the market.
But I think what's gonna
And everybody just accepts it. They're like, oh well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
I think what's gonna happen is they brought people to this breaking point, and so people don't have money, and then you know how the rich get richer.
Well, yeah. If everything crashes, that's who's gonna cash in,
Exactly. They're all gonna come in and
buy up everything.
buy everything, bro.
Yeah.
That's this so-called new world order that they're saying. It's only gonna be
No, they're saying the Great Reset is what they're
the
calling
Great Reset. It's only billionaires and millionaires that are gonna have all the assets.
Let's see. Stock market, 99% of people lose money, so the 1% can profit. Yeah, Warren Buffett said the stock market is an exchange of money from the impatient to the patient.
Yes. Yeah. And I
think that's Phil.
I was the proof of that also like a year and a half ago.
Of
It's a transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient.
Yeah, it's kind of like the lottery. It's a tax on the dumbest. Yeah.
No, it's a tax on the poor.
And the dumbest.
And the dumbest, yeah.
You're probably never going to win. I love those odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, I don't know. Look.
But when you know what it is, the lottery, the thing is, it's people who are just like, fuck, they feel so defeated. Even that little bit of hope, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It gives them that little bit of hope that they get for the lottery makes them feel good. They're just so like, you know what I mean? Defeated by life that they're like, even if there's still a chance. You know what I mean? There's still a chance.
We all need hope, ladies and gentlemen. We all need hope. So I'm going to give you some hope.
Oh, shit.
There is a chance that on screen I murder Poseidon.
Why?
I think people want to see that.
Oh. Okay.
We need to give the fans what they want. What is Phil doing? I hear him clicking and clacking over there.
Well,
Phil, what are you clicking and clacking about?
Why don't we shoot a sketch where you murder me?
That would be a terrible sketch.
I'm like the bad guy.
Phil doesn't know how to use that board.
The fourth one.
What's going on?
Phil, what are you doing? Oh, nice shirt.
Oh.
Nice shirt. I don't like you that team, but
get out of my fucking
but you
chair?
do have fans of that team in the chat, and they would like to see it.
Ask
Yeah.
nicely, baby.
Yeah, get out of his fucking chair. What are you doing?
Fuck out of my chair.
You've outlived. Yeah. You've outstayed your welcome.
He's heavy.
Bring it in, Pilly Face.
He's like a baleine.
You know what I want to do? I want to start twitching my. I got the new FIFA.
This chair is hot.
Yeah, he hasn't been that long.
Also a little wet.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's wet when he's around me.
To dry it up now.
I want to stream the new FIFA game,
FIFA 22.
FIFA 22. My career with my Park X team.
Nice, huh? You like it?
Yeah, I made a team
really
that plays out of Jerry Park.
Yeah.
They're called the Park X Raiders, right? I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because Raiders was a name that was available.
Fair.
And then
fair.
I thought, what else should I put for these Park Xers? And then I thought, well, my buddy Costaviron in Park X is a Raiders fan.
Is he?
Yeah, and I felt it made sense to me. So I call them the Park X Raiders.
Okay.
Their biggest rivals are the Montreal Impact. And right now I'm playing in a preseason tournament.
How are they funded that they're playing against their greatest rivals?
Look, that is the Saputo tribe.
Yeah.
That is, we haven't discussed how they're funded,
Fair,
but I
fair.
am the coach. I made myself the coach, and I gave myself a silly haircut. And
Remember when I was
playing
coach?
that game.
Remember when I was a coach?
I remember when you were a coach, yeah.
Costa used to call me Cuts.
Cuts.
Kormara.
I love the, but I want to get back into playing soccer. Actually, I want to play all kinds of sports.
I
You all right?
attempted to. What's wrong? You seem to be tripping balls. I attempted to play soccer a few weeks ago. Didn't end well. I mean, it never does when I play soccer, but wow, I'm out of shape. I hadn't realized I was sore for days after.
The internet just.
What happened? It looks like we're on here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
still talking.
Yeah,
The internet is off?
Yeah, it says something went wrong.
I did hear you clicking and clacking in there. Were you clicking and clacking on the internet?
Clicking and clacking?
Were you click? By the way, you know that company downstairs? They have like direct feed internet. It's only their internet.
Yeah, I know that. I told you that.
Oh, that's where I found.
Remember when I tried to negotiate part of their internet? They're like, we don't know what you're going to be doing on our servers.
Is that what they said?
I was like, what do you mean? And we stream. So, context. When we moved in, we're like, do you guys have Bell fiber optic in the building? They're like, yeah, Habibi.
Yes, five, Habib. We have five.
Habibi, we have five. Look, box 5. So when I called Bell, they're like, yeah, there's no 5. The fastest internet we can offer you is 15 megabytes a second. For in 2020.
I tried to start a fire when I heard that. I
So
I
when
lost
we
my
went
mind.
downstairs, we're like, the lease is void. You're a fucking liar.
Yeah, I went crazy.
We went crazy. He went mostly crazy. I was like, hold on, let's understand this because you're not that stupid to lie to me. And I saw the bell box. He goes, go speak to this company downstairs. So I go. And they're like, yeah, we have 5. We're like, okay, cool. How? They're like, we have a dedicated network. It's just for us.
It's so cool.
I'm like, all right, that's awesome. So I called and got a price to do the same thing for us. And it was crazy. It was like $500-600 a month. So I was like, okay, we can't afford that. We don't need that. So then I reached out to them and I'm like, look, how about I rent some internet from you? They're like, what do you guys do? So I told them, like, yeah, I don't know about that. I
Assholes.
was like, all right. I mean, look, if I was paying for a dedicated server, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it
rent that,
either.
so
It's my dedicated server. Go fuck yourself.
And yes, guys, I am back, but I won't be staying till the end of the episode. I'm going to duck out like 10 minutes early.
Is your meeting here?
It's a video meeting. I just couldn't do it at home. My house is chaos.
Yeah, there's kids.
It's absolute chaos. So last Friday, remember I left because they called me and they're like, we got the COVID in the school. So they had the COVID in the class. One kid has it. Not very sick, which is good. Good for that kid.
That's what I would expect from a
That's
child.
what I
yeah.
would expect.
They do have the strongest immune system.
They do
They
not
actually
have the
do
strongest
not. They
immune
have the most
system.
immature immune
Yes,
systems.
exactly. What they do have though is for there's certain disease. For example, let's say chickenpox, right? Chickenpox, the kids will get itchy. You give an adult chickenpox, you will kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have a scar from my chickenpox right here.
I don't even know if I've ever had chickenpox.
I'm sure you did. Because I
I
remember.
can't remember having chickenpox.
I had
got
it in
chickenpox
I had it
at
in
5.
kindergarten,
Yeah.
and we were in the same kindergarten class, and literally the whole class got taken out.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember. Like we were just all done.
Really, I
Yeah.
cannot remember that. If
I even
was
remember who brought it in, that little mongrel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
Fucking
I remember a lice,
Lice?
breakout in class. Yeah.
Elementary school.
Yeah.
We never. I guess that's after we switched grades when the teachers came for you.
No, it was before. There was a lice breakout in grade 1.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that. How did I survive? Like with hair, no one
I don't
shaved
know,
their
but it was
heads.
in no
Isn't
one
that what
shaved
they
mine.
do?
No, they I remember me when and at first I thought it was
the little
fake too.
comb thing.
Yeah, and I remember
Yeah.
when I got and then like they sent me home and it was so funny because I went to my mom's restaurant and I was sitting there and people were like, "What happened? Why are you here from school?" I was like, "I got lice." And then, and then you had to put
Everyone's
this,
just like.
I remember they had to put a product on your hair and then they had to put a
special
a
bag,
bag
yeah.
over it so that they don't breathe and die. And then she had to go with a comb and take out all the
I
fucking
vaguely
lice,
remember
yeah.
this, but I don't think I had lice. I think they checked
Yeah.
me for it, but I don't.
At first, I was like the one who was like dodging it, and then I don't know how the fuck they gave it to me. I don't know how
Yeah,
you.
the luscious locks. They were like.
Yeah, I had medium sized hair. I had like a mushroom cut at the time.
Jorge dropped a super chat and he wants me to shout out Luke's soda. I'm not sure why.
Oh, Luke's.
I do like Luke's. I enjoy it. I tried their cola recently. It is pure sugar, so I'm never having it again.
I thought you said I tried their colon recently.
Yeah. No, yeah. So my kid's class got shut down for 10 days. That was the Santé Publique direction. And now we got an email from Santé Publique saying as of Tuesday, I think, whenever she goes back, kindergartens have to wear masks.
Are you okay, Poseidon?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
He saw he panicked.
Yeah,
and-
I mean,
Bro, I don't know what it is today, bro. My bowels
just go,
are-
just go,
By the way,
just
if
go.
people
just go.
actually look back at a lot of episodes, you say that every second episode.
yeah.
I don't know what it is today, bro, but my bowels. I don't know what it is today, bro, but my bowels. No, it's more than once a month. It's once a week.
I'm seeing candy and chicken pot pie.
He's
in
got to
the chat.
change how he eats.
He does. But speaking of eats and the chat, last night Anna made me chicken pot pie and I ate too much of it. And then I downed a fucking bag.
Chicken pot pie?
And I don't care.
What is Anna? A white person? Huh? What's chicken pot pie?
It's chicken and vegetables with some cream. And you put some fucking...
I didn't know you make white food at the house.
We do make white food sometimes.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
It's funny because my parents didn't really make Greek food
Oh,
only.
this
I mean,
is
they
interesting.
grew up here, right?
Yeah.
But they not excellent chefs, the parentals.
Okay.
Not bad, but not great. Like, well, a few things that they make really well, but not that Greek experience of my mom's cooking is the best because it's hit or miss.
Okay.
Anna's cooking is fucking phenomenal, but Anna's immigrant mother is the one who, through Anna, introduced white people food to me. Sweet potato. She goes, try it. I'm like, I'm not trying. That looks like a carrot. I'm not going to eat a cooked carrot like that. Delicious. We make it all the time.
I was once invited to someone's house and they gave me turkey with fudge to dip in, and I wanted to kill everyone.
What do you mean fudge?
Like chocolate.
Why would you put turkey in fudge?
That's what the fuck I said.
I mean, like, not white to the level that we're eating lamb with mint jelly, but, like, we'll have white food sometimes. Yeah, sure. We don't. I mean, it's nice that we have. She makes Chinese food. She makes all kinds of stuff.
She makes Chinese food. Well,
Yeah, like
she
stir
makes
fries,
it.
and she's
Stir
tiny. Yeah, she's small, like Chinese.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anna's an excellent cook, and if you ask her, she says she's a shitty cook, but she's not. She's great. Even my dad comes up now. He's like, "What's for dinner?"
Oh, really?
He's like, "Oh, you made that again, huh?" Yeah, I'll come up for a bit.
I like the meatloaf.
No, maybe not the meatloaf. I don't think he's had her meatloaf yet, but it's good. Anyways, so they shut my daughter's class down, and 10 days. Santé Publique says the kid's now 5 years old. Masks.
Yeah,
Have
that's
to
a
wear
little
masks in
extreme.
class. They're like, the only reason we have to put masks on them is because we're only shutting them down because they're not wearing masks, even though only one of them has COVID and they've all tested negative. Kind of weird. My daughter seems excited. That scares me the most. She's
To
like,
wear
I
a
get to
mask?
wear a mask because the rest of the school wears masks. So she's like, I want to wear a mask, which is fucking, you were right when you said it yesterday. It's a psyop.
Yeah, you tell her, my child, everyone is wearing masks that you can't even tell.
Yeah.
You will notice them later when you grow up.
Life,
You
the
too
masks.
should put on a mask
The
for
masks that
society
hide
so they
us.
don't know what you're thinking.
So they don't know your true
Because
self.
if you think different, you will be put in.
Well, yesterday
The
she asked me
cats.
about the orange shirt day. But wait, let me
The
finish my
fuck is
story.
Orange Shirt Day?
Yeah, orange shirt day. So then we bring her home, we test her, whatever. 2 days later, on the weekend, the little baby starts looking a little off, like sick. So we're like, okay, she got a virus. We test her for COVID so she can see her pediatrician. No COVID. We take her there. She's been a mess. Pneumonia.
Yeah, you told me yesterday she had pneumonia. Very scary when I hear
My little
pneumonia.
baby's got pneumonia, but she's on antibiotics now. She's 2 days in. She finally looks better. Like, she's playing this morning and being crazy. But, like, we have one kid doing school at home for only 2 hours a day because it's kindergarten. They can't focus. I got the other one sick. It's just been chaos for, like, a whole week. The whole
Isn't
week
it
went
amazing, though, that things like pneumonia, your kid getting pneumonia, it would have been a death sentence 100 years ago. And then now they're like, yo, take these antibiotics, kid.
I don't know if that's true.
Pneumonia is a killer.
Not for kids.
Oh, no?
I think kids, like, they can recover from it, but it takes a long time.
These goddamn kids.
And even before penicillin, we had ways of helping kids or people.
Which
like-
one is made from horse urine?
I'm sorry?
Which medication is made from
I do
horses?
not know. I just got a flashback of you asking me this question like 6 months ago right here.
Yeah, I don't think
And I
I
didn't know then either.
Fuck, I gotta find out. In the chat, if you guys know which one of these antibacterials, antivirals are made from the
No,
horses.
we got the classic top of the toast penicillini.
Because me,
You
what
know,
I
it's
want to,
Italian, it's penicillini.
yeah, let me tell you. No, honestly, what I want to know is how they figure. Because I heard there was something made from horse urine.
I'm having.
I'm
like,
curious
someone
of
will
how
Google it. Someone
people.
will Google it.
I'm curious of how people find that out.
It's the same way people figured out mushrooms. They're like, this one killed Rob.
Yeah, but it's like,
Jeff was tripping balls on this one. Let's try this one. This one's
Yo,
delicious.
Bill, why are you playing with that horse's dick? Medicine. I'm a doctor.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
Estrogen replacement.
Oh my god, estrogen replacement. What?
Is that what the urine is?
Oh, it's penicillin, they said, yeah.
No, penicillin is made from the mold off of bread.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they discovered penicillin. It's just a mold. I'm allergic to penicillin. Like, I get a rash. I can't take it because I'm allergic to mold. Oh man, giving her you've never given a baby medicine. It's terrible.
You ever met a Bosnian?
Yeah.
Also an odd
Fucking terrible.
thing.
Yeah,
odd.
they are terrible. Some weird Serbian person added me on Facebook and I denied it.
Is it a
Weird.
man?
Like, there was nothing weird about her. I don't know her, so I was like, deny. And they requested it again. I'm like, do I know this person?
Oh, shit.
Part of me is like, it's one of Olga's cousins. It's just weird.
Because of the Serbs.
They're
Oh,
Serbish.
speaking of Serbs,
Serbish.
you guys want to hear some crazy shit? So UEFA, the governing body of soccer in Europe, or football, depending who you ask, they
Football.
reached out. So they reached out to Orgen Vranges. He's a player for AEK Athens right now. He is a Bosnian.
It's quite the name.
Yes, very feisty player, known for his battles, his aerial battles, his hard tackles. A very tough individual.
So what you're saying is he's the type of person that in a game he'll get up there and he'll just carpet bomb
He is hardcore.
indiscriminately.
He's hardcore.
Okay.
So, and they told him, even though we're not in Europe this year because we fucked up our entire campaign, next, if you qualify and you play, you are not allowed if you don't cover your tattoo. And he's like, what the fuck?
What's up with this tattoo?
So he replied, apparently his tattoo is of a priest who was also a warlord.
A warlord?
Yeah,
priest?
and he also helped the Nazis at one point, and he did all kinds of crazy shit.
Ooh.
But apparently, for those Serbo-Croats or whatever, like, because he goes in there, he's not known as a war criminal.
He's a hero to them.
Yeah, they don't talk about the war stuff. They talk about the priest stuff.
What is this?
Yeah. Type in Orgen, Orgen, Vranjes, Vranjes, and UEFA, and you're going to find it. Yesterday, they asked him to cover his tattoo, and he replied with, go fuck yourself,
For
basically.
some reason, it pulled up. I don't know why. I must have been looking for it earlier. This meme of Werner Herzog.
That's funny.
Where he says, "As a laffy taffy joke writer."
Asalafetafet joke right, huh?
Okay. Organ Vranjes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll look it up while I try to tell the story at the same time. Yeah. So yesterday was Orange Shirt Day. How did you celebrate?
What does that mean, orange shirt day? I don't understand.
It's the day where we give thanks to the natives for taking one for the
Oh,
team.
yeah, we talked about it with George. It's a
yeah, I
made-up
saw.
holiday. George's like, it's super necessary. It's like a good step because it's reconciliation. It reconciled nothing. There's still kids with no drinking water.
Everybody gone surfing.
Yeah, there I
Surfing on
found
the hill. Yeah, I was watching that part of the show. But yeah, I had to explain it to my daughter. I'm like, how do I explain to her mass genocide? Like, I was like, well, people came here. Us? I'm like, no, not us. Not us. We weren't here.
You know how you could have done it easy?
Yeah.
You know the indigenous people? No, that's the problem.
She doesn't know the word indigenous yet.
You know the natives?
She doesn't even know the
that's
difference
problem.
between the color of skins yet.
And that's the problem.
Actually, once she asked me why someone was black. And I was like, how do I answer this? Like, give her a scientific explanation or give her we're all different explanation? And I was like, we're all different. She's like, all right. I mean, that was good enough for her, and that was it.
UEFA charges AEK Athens Vranges for controversial tattoo.
Yeah, go on.
The European football governing body, UEFA, on Wednesday charged AEK Athens Bosnian defender Ognjen Vranjes over his uncovered controversial tattoo. What is the controversy?
What's the name of the papa?
Yeah, it also handed someone else a fine, but he doesn't play for us, so I don't care. UEFA said the Albanian women's team, Vlazania staff member Sami Shoshi, was charged with racist behavior during the 2-0 defeat by Juventus in the Champions League for ladies. That doesn't do with anything.
That's lady soccer.
Okay, so did not mention details about Vranjes' tattoo, but said that the 31-year-old was charged for unethical conduct while playing in Ajax's 1-0 win over Velez in the Europa Conference
Is he the one
League
who did
last
the
month.
banana thing? No.
No, he doesn't do
okay.
that shit. No, he
I
doesn't.
saw someone do that, and I was watching like clips, like goal clips,
Yeah.
and I don't know who he was, but he just does this all of a sudden. He yells at like a black player, and he starts peeling an imaginary banana and eating it. I was like, wow, that's hardcore. You're gonna get fucking banned for life.
There.
Yeah.
UEFA asks Vranjes to hide.
But what is the tattoo?
To hide Momčilo Đučić's tattoo.
Đučić?
Momčilo. The guy's name is Momčilo. Momcilo.
Dr.
DJ
Momčilo Đukić. No.
No. Momcilo.
I spelled it
No,
right.
no, you did.
M-O-M-C-I-L.
No, okay.
The first name.
Yeah, the first name.
Oh, Dujic.
Second name.
Dujic.
Dujic.
How the fuck do you pronounce it? Honestly, the Southern Slavic alphabets, silly as fuck.
All the Slavs are weird, bro. Yeah.
Okay, what did this guy do? All right. I wonder how it's actually pronounced. I'm going to have it spoken. Let's see. I'm curious.
Momilo Djucic.
Let's see. Dujic. Dujic. Serbian Cyrillic, blah, blah, blah. He died in 1999, was a Serbian Orthodox priest and a Chetnik warlord.
Chetnik. What is Chetnik?
From Chechnya, I guess?
Wouldn't that be Chechnich?
No. There he has the Chetniks, Serbo-Croatian, Serbian nationalist movement.
Serbian
He led
nationalist.
significant proportion of the
So he likes the
within
Serbs.
the northern Dalmatia and western Bosnia regions of the independent state of Croatia as a fascist puppet state created from parts of the occupied kingdom of Yugoslavia during World War II. In his role, he collaborated extensively with the Italian, then German occupied... Fuck this guy.
Keep reading, Phil.
I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
Commanded and perpetrated the massacre of nearly 100 Croats. I don't know if 100 people is a massacre, just for the
not a
sake of
massacre.
argument. In early 1943, he attempted to participate on the Axis side, but they didn't want him.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny. Dujic was tried and convicted in absentia of war crimes by the new Yugoslav government.
Of course, the new government is going to say the old government. That
It was the Yugoslavian communist government. It was Tito's government, I guess.
So the communists hated him.
Yeah.
I like him.
But it seems as though the Axis loved him.
The
Yes.
Axis, that's Hitler.
Hitler and Mussolini.
Of course they loved him. If he didn't like communists.
Yeah, but this guy, I don't know. I don't know
In
much
my
about
book,
him.
in my book, communists and Nazis, same thing.
He lived in exile for a long time. Where did he live? Let's see. In the U.S. He lived in Paris for a bit, then he went to the States.
The man he was a world traveler. I thought it was a priest.
He further ordered him to expel all Croats, Albanians, and other foreign elements off the holy Serbian soil. He was a Serbian nationalist. He hated the Jews. He hated all
Albanians.
the other Slavs. Hated the Albanians.
Some of those comments make sense.
So,
That's funny. Okay, so he has a tattoo of this guy.
I mean, one man's fucking monster is another man's hero.
I guess.
Think about it, man. Me, I love going down these Quora rabbit
But wait,
holes.
he's
and
pro-Serbian, but Vranjes is Bosnian.
maybe he's not actually Bosnian. Maybe he's just a Bosnian national, but he's of Serbo-Croat. Look, honestly, unpopular opinion. Of the 10 countries up, let's pick 10 countries up there. 6 of them are the same people in different countries. And then you have the Albanians spread across like 5 countries. It's really, I mean, Yugoslavia made much more sense as a concept, as a nation, in
Doesn't make
terms
any
of
sense.
borders. They share a culture.
So he's Bosnian,
I don't know.
but he's pro-Serbian.
Is he though?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm confused. We need some of these Slavs to come in the chat and
We
explain.
only have one Slav, and she doesn't seem to know much. She's like
he
a
is
whitewashed
probably
Slav.
Bosnian Serb. What does that mean?
I guess that's like a Lebanese
Canadian?
Or like Armenian Lebanese. You know, the ones from Lebanon.
I don't know. I don't know what the
Like
hell's going
Olga
on.
just made the most like easy. Like, oh, it's probably this. I'm like, I could have guessed that. I don't know. Do some homework. We can't read the funny language that you guys write in, so read it and tell us.
Yeah, we
With
gave
your
you the
fucking-
letters. You
with your
just
upside
misused them.
down circumflex and shit. No, they use the Latin alphabet. The Serbs.
This is interesting though.
Well, now they do, anyways. It is interesting. So the Chetniks equal the bad Serbs. Which Serbs are the good Serbs, Olga?
Yeah.
'Cause,
None of them.
No, because I have no issue with the Serbs, but a lot of other people would say they're all bad Serbs.
No, they. I think
Yeah?
there's Muslim
Ask
Serbs.
the Albanians.
Yeah, there's Muslim Serbs and Serbian Serbs and Christian Serbs, and they don't like each other, from what I understand. Same thing
Yeah,
with
but
Bosnians.
but everyone else, all the other Southern Slavic nations hate all of them hate the Serbs.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Well, they fucking said we're in charge of this new country that we built for all of us, but we're in charge.
Well, they did build it for all of them.
Yeah, I guess in that sense they did. But like, what's the difference between a fucking Croat, a Serb? Like, I know this sounds like when people are like, oh, Italian, Greek, same thing. Maybe it's different, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Different.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But we speak different languages and have different religions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a sea separates us. You guys, a couple of fucking square inches of gravel separate you.
Religion separates them too, though. There's a lot of.
I'm not going to get into the religious thing.
Okay, but that's
Because,
important
like,
to them.
Yeah, but that separates a Serb from a Serb,
Yes.
right? Or a Bulgar from a Bulgar. It doesn't separate a Serbian from a, I don't know what else is up there, a Croat. Or
There's Croatia up there. Dude, first of all of it is false advertising. I just found out Montenegro doesn't even
clue.
have black people.
not even, no.
Not even.
No. Well, no, it does.
Montenegro.
It does. They live on top of the mountain. You just don't see them. That's why it's called
Isn't-
Montenegro.
No, there's no black
Montenegro
people.
means Black Mountain.
Yeah, there's no black people. I
The
checked.
hillsides are black.
I checked. There's none.
You checked that. Not even one.
Eh?
What about like a really tanned Albanian guy?
They told me that there's none. So I was like, yo, then what the fuck, bro? You changed your name.
Hold on.
Call him Mount Whitey.
shit, sorry.
You sons of bitches.
Mount Whitey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually, it used to be part of Serbia.
Serbia, Montenegro, yeah.
Yeah, not anymore.
But are the Montenegrins basically Serbs?
I don't fucking know. That's what I'm saying. Is they're all misadvertising what the fuck they are. I don't know what anybody is.
It makes you realize why the term Balkanization is such a good term.
They all fake what they are.
I'm convinced that all of Eastern, like that part of Eastern Europe,
Then you have the Skopjans, the Vardaska, right on top of Greece. They claim to be Greek. It's fucking crazy.
it's all, look, that whole area has gone through so much turmoil north of like the...
It's kind of funny though. It's like Etikanis, and then you have a guy. Yes, my friend, Tikonis, me too is Greek, and you're like, you fucking sure, bro?
I don't know, man. I've been to parts of southern Greece where like we'll drive into like a random town with like we're driving through like we're on a road trip.
Southern
whatever.
Greece? Like, what do you mean, Crete?
No, like southern mainland Greece. Like I just don't want to say the word because every time I say it, you make fun of me.
Oh, okay,
You say I say it in every episode.
okay.
The Peloponnese,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
like where you'll drive in and you'll stop in like a town center and like eat lunch, whatever, and like I'll start chatting with like old guys who are just sitting there playing backgammon because they're interesting. And then like an Albanian guy will walk in and he's like in Albanian to the old Greek man. He's like, I finished painting.
Yeah.
And the Greek guy answers him and you're like, huh? And he's like, don't even think about it. He goes, 50 years ago, we spoke a different language down here. I was like, which parts are down here?
That's a guy covering his ass. But
No.
it wouldn't. I know. I
There
could
was-
speak, dude. I know words in Arabic. I could. Your
No.
Your
This
surroundings.
was an old man who spoke Arvanitic, like Arvanitica.
But why
It's
would
the same
Arvanitica be
language.
down there though? Because it would make sense
we
if
have
it
a lot
was
of them
up.
down there.
If it would make sense, if it was
In
on
the
the border of Epirot.
1600s, there was massive forest fires in that part of Europe, and a massive section of southern mainland Greece was depopulated. The Byzantine emperors at the time
Whoa, when?
in the 1600s.
Okay.
Right? Not the 1600s. Sorry, in the 1500s. There was the 16th century. That's why there was massive forest fires. Massive plague was around that time. A lot of depopulation, and because Muslims were at the borders, they're like, we need to get some Orthodox people down here to repopulate. So they brought in a lot of Albanian-speaking Greek Orthodox people, and they settled them. And they intermingled with the local population, and that was it. But some of them maintained that linguistic background. Like, a lot of those words exist in the modern Greek language today. Like, there was intermixing of the languages. So it's interesting. I mean, what my point is...
Phil is always reaching towards trying to justify his Albanianness. You don't have to justify it. We love you.
Yeah, Constantinople fell in 1453. The Despotate of the Morea didn't, Veron. It lasted another, I don't know how many years.
Yeah, he said 1600s, eh? Yeah, it doesn't.
No, I said 1500s. I corrected
16th
myself.
century.
16th century, yeah. I always fuck that up.
I used to fuck
But
up the
I might be off by 100 years. It's very possible. But the southern part of Greece, like the last Roman emperors, they were around after the fall of Constantinople. That was their last little stronghold, and that was it. They were done.
The last stronghold, I think, was actually Rhodes.
No, Rhodes was controlled by the Knights of St. John.
Yeah, that was the last strong. The Turks couldn't get in there.
Oh, I thought you meant like the last Greek Orthodox stronghold.
No, dude. Greek Orthodoxy technically fell with Constantinople because everything started to crumble and they had their own individual things.
That's true. That's true. They did have individual things, but they did have like the Empire of Trebizond survived for a while.
That's what I'm saying. They all had their own different thing.
They weren't united in any way. But in the Peloponnese, it lasted for a while afterwards. Like Morea, the Despotate of the Morea, where the last Roman emperors were crowned, and like then their families escaped to Italy, and the Renaissance.
Let me tell you how I see history. The Roman Empire did not die; it continued. But you know who took over the mantle?
The East.
The Ruskies.
I mean, ask a Turk; they'll say that they took it over.
No, the Turks didn't like Roman stuff.
Actually, that's not true. They emulated the Roman Empire because it was such a big empire. It was so impressive. And they're like, we are Roman Empire
that's so
now.
stupid.
We are empire now.
That's not what made the Roman. It's not the size, because then you'd say like the Persians were the Romans.
No, I know.
It's
the Persians did their own cool stuff on their own.
It was who carried that was the Russians who carried that type of ideology.
The
They were
Tsars.
just cold. Yeah,
The Tsars, which means Caesar in Russian. Yeah.
They carried that torch. It feels like someone was always passing the torch, right?
Everybody wanted to be Rome. The Germans were like, we are Kaisers now. Look at us. We are Kaisers. No, it's not because we
but
sit.
Then they
roles.
were different. Yeah, they didn't have.
They said they were the Holy Roman Empire. It's a mess.
Yeah,
Your story doesn't add up for sure. Less than a century was not a Byzantine emperor. What the that's, I mean, you're just saying things that aren't true.
Who, Bjorn?
Yeah.
No, Veron is the actual historian here. That's
He's a classics guy.
He's
We're in the Middle Ages now. I'm gonna check.
That's
I said I might be off in the years though. That's for sure.
that's what he does.
I'm gonna check it.
He's a history man. No, me too. That's what I'm telling you. Some stuff doesn't add up. It's weird. But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like the Russians continued the Roman Empire when everyone thought it died with Byzantium.
Damn.
Even though
I was off.
Of course you were off. But even though now it would seem like it did fizzle out a bit because we have a lot of like visual representations of it, but the way the Hellenistic ideals and all that, even the United States of America now aren't carrying that anymore. The way it is now, the last 10, 15 years, it's slow. So now we're going into a different age. Now we're going to an age where it's as if the Axis had won World War II.
You feel?
Yeah, we're going into an age of we thought we were supposed to be continuously living in enlightenment, but now we're going into a new dark age where it's censorship, hate, cloudiness, this darkness. We passed enlightenment and fell off a cliff. But the United States ran with enlightenment for years. It was beautiful. Freedom, do what you want, work, free internet, say whatever the fuck you want. And people emulated it around the world. It influenced everyone. I want to be American movies. I like blue jeans, all that shit. And then now everyone's like, no, I like the Chinese way of like social credit system, passports.
I don't even fully understand how that works.
I will explain to you. So social credit system, which soon is going to be applied to Canada by Justice Trudeau Wang.
Have you seen the credit card?
I take back what I said. I'm correcting myself. It was the 13th and 14th centuries. That's when it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do this now. So the way the social credit system works is like this. You are, as a citizen of a country, and we're going to do it the way China does it. You are expected to adhere by certain ideals of said country. Por ejemplo. Let's say Canada, and this is a hypothetical. I don't know how they're going to justify it, but in order for you to be an ideal Canadian citizen, you have to, make sure your recycling is separated from your fucking regular garbage, let's say. Okay, that's a point. You do your gardening and all that at these hours on this day. That's what gives you citizen points.
I understand that part.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is to what end would people allow this? Like, why would anyone say this is a good system? Besides governments in power.
Because people, much like how they've accepted all the shit we're doing so far, are imbeciles who rarely question, and they want the path of least resistance.
Fair, like
okay,
water.
I'll accept it. I'll accept it because it'll give me freedom. As we learned with the United States of America after 9/11 and the Patriot Act, when you give up your freedom for safety,
you don't get them back.
You never get either of them back. You never get either of them back because the government has not been known to give stuff back. It's just
not really their thing.
It's not their thing. It's not what they do. Now, here's the danger of the social credit system. You're now creating different classes within the subclass of everyone who's the elite, which is the 1%, and everyone else. Now, everyone else, instead of just being everyone else, now you start separating them, and they have their own classes, their own elitism, because the people who can dictate what points you get and how you get ranked, which is going to be industry leaders, your boss, employment offices.
So we're turning into like India.
Almost, yeah. We're creating a new caste system by doing this.
You know what always makes me laugh? White people who worship Hinduism. Like, there's one of the most fucked up social constructs ever created. Literally, like, there's no hope whatsoever. You're born in the wrong caste. It's like, better luck next time, buddy. Well, I mean, that's probably why they have reincarnation as a core belief.
Yeah, because like, no, I'm going to make it the next time.
The next time when I'm a butterfly?
So it would be like, let's say right now you're employed by Pantelis Comedy. And your job is you're an editor.
I applied. They wouldn't hire me.
It's very tough. Yeah. And then one day, I don't know, I don't like the edit. And I go, I told you to use Black Betty, and you used another song.
Yeah.
You took artistic. So then I go, no, you're losing a social credit because you didn't listen to your boss. Your boss said this. And then you're like, bro, you fucking crazy, bro. Like, what are you talking about? This isn't a big deal. This song fits better. You didn't listen to what I said. So clearly you're insubordinate. Okay,
so what is the consequence now of losing this one social credit?
There you go. So every level of social credit gives you access to privileges in society. The accesses range from travel, free travel, hotel stay, driving capabilities, licenses, what you can learn, vacation time, all that. So you could be planning a vacation, let's say, to Alberta with your wife and your kids in 2 months.
Because we're at the bottom of the chain, right?
No, I'm just saying you could be planning.
Because we're going to Alberta.
No, I'm just giving an example within Canada. You're going to BC. It doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
But within those 2 months, you've lost a point or two. You have lost a point or two, which could eliminate your privilege to freely travel across Canada. Which means that now your family, you're kind of fucked. You're like, what do we do now? Do we return the tickets? You can go because you have a high social credit. My kid doesn't have social credit yet because he's a kid. I can't go with you because I can't board the plane. I dropped too many points.
It's pretty fucked up.
Well, that's what China does, and that's what they're talking about implementing in the rest of the world. And Trudeau's already fucking talking about this stupid shit. Also, that credit card, I saw the credit card you're talking about. The MasterCard
saw
one.
it?
Yeah.
MasterCard?
Bro, there's this stupid, what's it called again, bro?
I forgot the name of the MasterCard, but it's kind of like a black.
People are voluntarily getting a MasterCard that limits and penalizes you for your carbon footprint. So the stuff you buy, so it'll be like,
What?
Yeah, so you'll get a message and it'll be like, Phil, you just bought, I don't know, X amount of paper towels, but you've exceeded your limit of paper towels.
You fuck.
So you passed your carbon footprint. So
I gotta pay.
You're paying, they're charging you? Yeah.
That's crazy. Why would you volunteer?
That's what I said. But people are so stupid.
That's like self-flagellation. You're like, I did a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then the credit card also, if you pass that limit, you won't be able to use it.
Yeah.
And if you do,
Imagine you're stuck somewhere, bro.
Why would you voluntarily fuck your credit up?
People are imbeciles. I already told you.
No, I know. I've made this point before. It's literally the thesis of my life. People are dumb.
bro, imagine you're on a road trip, bro.
Yeah.
And you fucking pumped gas, but this month, I don't know what it is.
You passed your limit. Yeah.
Bro, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck, bro.
Yeah.
You're just stuck in place. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
I wish someone could have seen him do that just now. It was the most animated thing I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
he's
him do.
very,
He's
very
like,
excited.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What is happening?
But it's nuts, eh?
It's pretty nuts.
It's nuts.
It's not nuts that it's a system. It's nuts that it's a system that people are like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
We're living in an episode of Black Mirror.
I remember
Oh,
watching.
someone just said the same thing.
I remember watching an episode of what's his name? Anyways, he does these little documentaries on. He explains stuff on YouTube.
Who?
And I found
don't
out.
know.
I found out about that guy in China. There was a fighter in China.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
Yeah, who he learned all about those martial arts that you see in the movies. And then you see like
Wukong.
Steven Seagal does that shit too, where he
Yeah.
touches you and you go flying. All that shit's fake, okay? But they pretend it's real, and it's not good to talk against it. So this guy learned after a while how to just do MMA. Like he learned mixed martial arts, and he started kicking the shit out of all these people. And he started putting up challenges online. And he was meeting these masters at temples and beating the crap out of them. Because even though they were sharing videos of them beating 12 guys, touching them, it wouldn't work on a real fighter. He would put them in
Obviously
fucking
not,
choke.
yeah.
He'd beat the shit out of all of them. So he issued challenges and he started going like Pokemon from temple to temple, beating the shit out of these guys.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then this is what happened. The government got involved and said, you need to apologize online for that because you're disturbing the culture or whatever. He's like, apologize for what? I issue a challenge and then I go in, I beat the shit out of them. like they say they're going to beat me up. I didn't do anything wrong. Anyways, because he kept beating them up and they wanted to show them that they're stronger, they kept lowering his social credit score, the government, to the point where he was no longer allowed to rent a place to live, no longer allowed to freely travel on the trains, all kinds of
Like
shit.
an untouchable Indian.
And when that happened, a pussy in another province issued a challenge. Goes, this guy, he can't beat me because I use the fucking, I don't know, style of the crane, whatever bullshit they do. And he's too much of a pussy to come here and fight. This is the day of the fight. It's going to be on pay-per-view. Because knowing this guy's not going to make it. But what this guy did is,
You walked there.
no, he was allowed to do the freight. He was allowed to jump on those trains where there's animals and stuff, and he could sleep in those carts. So this guy took a 3-day trip, no sleep, no nothing. Goes there fucking tired out of his mind, and then they're like, okay, at least now we're gonna beat the shit out of him. And he beat the shit out of the guy again. And then they like changed the rules. They go, oh, it's a draw, or the other guy won. Like they basically lied, And they kept lowering his social. He couldn't even rent a hotel room because of his social credit.
That's crazy.
Just because he did something that he was right about. He was 100% right, but the government didn't like it because they said it's subversive because we have a tradition here, and these guys are supposed to be the
And
mightiest.
he was like spitting in the face of that.
So this is just a small thing. Forget about people who speak
What
out
would
against the
happen to us?
government. Oh, we'd be fucked.
You can actually gain points in the Chinese social credit system for saying nice things about the government. So like if you're a few points short of something, you
Yeah.
can be like, the leaders are great. And anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I gotta go. I gotta jump on a call.
Thank you,
been a
Philly.
pleasure.
We're just gonna play this out.
It's 55.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Phil, where are they going to find you?
Balabanos.com.
Wow, it would almost be as if that link is in the description. And should you scroll there, you could click on that link and you
Good.
can hire Phil. Did you know that you can hire Felipe Balbanos? He can make a commercial
just to fire me.
Hire and fire him.
Power trip.
He will make a commercial for you, and he'll make your business look professional. And what do we need this time? We need professional business in this time, because all our businesses are online. Do you want them to find you? People need to Google you. If they Google you, what are they going to find? A nice website? A nice video? Or the garbage that your nephew made for you? The guy's a high schooler. Don't let him do it. Go to Phil. Phil's a professional. Phil has worked with the best of him. You ever heard of craft? Phil loves his craft, and his craft is making commercials for the big boys, baby. So yeah, check out Phil, Balbanos.com. He also has got podcasts, he's interviewing a bunch of interviews. He now recently was responsible for making a masterclass. A successful masterclass that has sold a couple $100,000 worth of masterclasses.
Oh,
and Phil's upset because he should have taken a stake in that instead of taking money. It doesn't matter.
Probably should have.
Yeah. And I'm going to interview that guy too, Matt Caruso, a friend of ours. He is a stockbroker,
active growth
day
investor.
trader. He knows what he's doing. He's made people a lot of money.
Not a day trader.
So,
Not a day trader.
he trades during the daytime. It's the only time to trade.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So, yeah.
Well
what did you,
played.
Yeah,
I
well
don't think I'll
played.
come for that interview. Yeah.
Balabanos. Also, we got
Poseidon.
Poseidon, Poseidon69, Twitter and Instagram.
Touch your kids.
Poseidon69 on Twitch, twitch.tv/Poseidon69.
He's vibrating.
Check him out, he's vibrating. You want to support Poseidon? Get on the Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. I gotta feed this guy. So
help him.
sign up over there for whatever monthly tier you want, and you have access to not just all of our back catalog of behind the scenes stuff. Also, you got his fucking, what's it called? In Bed with Poseidon every week. It's the only place to watch it.
Not actually in a
Yeah.
bed. I don't know what
Yeah.
camera I'm on.
And none of our stuff is early. I don't think we have a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It's just early. Yeah. Yeah, we should
Early
start doing
access.
behind the scenes
We should
stuff.
start doing behind the scenes.
That's
stuff.
fun for us, yeah.
Yeah.
It might not be fun for them.
I think it would be.
I mean, it's an extra. They're not losing.
90% of the behind the scenes is you sitting on my couch
Yelling.
while I try to work, either yelling or inaudibly dictating your text message while you text.
Oh, I
That's
do
it.
that
That's
too.
all you do. And him like, bro, I'm going to office.
It's part of the process.
I know. Goodbye.
PantelisComedy.com. Thank you guys, and go fickety fuck yourselves.